Let's freaking run it. In case you haven't heard Aaron Cole, baby, if you're looking for some good, clean music to play around your family, check out my boy Aaron Cole. Been listening to him for years. That's my year, boy. That's that song, dog. You know what I'm saying? Rainback Casino sponsoring this space. Thank you so much. Thank you to every one of y'all for showing up. You know what you're here for. We're about to get into these markets. What is going on? Are we bottom blasting? Was that the top? Let's fricking get to it, baby. So definitely appreciate all of you guys. Without you guys, there is no us, baby. So let's fricking run it. Andrew, how you doing this morning, dude? I'm having a very terrible last few days, just simply because I can't get out of my head and beating myself up for forgetting supposed password. But now I'm finding out the phones are being locked and I just didn't back up my phrases. But you know what, dude? I've been turning up since I've been freaking feeling miserable. And I just keep showing up and I keep making the monetary plays that are the difference makers. And Andrew, I'm almost break even from that massive L, bro.
Well, it's all about the bounce back, baby. My bad. I had to run over to the computer. I'm streaming this on to X, or actually, we are streaming this to X, YouTube, LinkedIn. So I do it to all these now, man. I send them everywhere. We got a lot of viewers listening here right now. But dude, what's up to everybody on all the other platforms too? This is Trade Talk. If this is your first time here, welcome. We do this every single day. We show up daily, so you don't have to, but you probably should. Otherwise, you're gonna miss some of the alpha. You're gonna miss the trades, right? The market analysis, the early cap plays we get into, and even the sports bets, guys. So make sure you guys follow me, Clutch, and the Clutch Foundation so you don't miss this. Also, everybody, do us a favor, repost the space, say what's up in the comments, tag a friend. If you don't got a friend, just say at least what's up, because you never know if they're gonna bump us up the algorithm, cause someone to see us. They come in here, learn something, go out and find some Elvis Smith, bring it back to Trade Talk. We all make $1 million off it. So let's get it cracking today, man. I love these Trade Talk episodes, and I say it every time, but really every day, we do Trade Talks Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And every time we come back to these episodes, it really reminds me of where we started and where we are, and then even a reminder of where we're truly going. So I'm excited to be a part of this movement, and you guys are the movement, right? Me and Clutch might be the ones up here hosting, co-hosting, and stuff, but you guys are the movement. We're just some guys that are helping it go. But guys, we always got a fun episode for these. We get to the profits on these and just ways to squeak out money left and right. So I'm gonna throw out some topics for the day for us to get into. I got a pretty good check-in question for us that we'll kick it off with. After I throw out the topics, we'll hear a word from our sponsors, Rainbet, real quick. Then after we get through the check-in question, we'll throw it over to Clutch. Along that 6 hour 200, and I woke up to profits this morning. I had my limit order patiently sitting there, patiently sitting, patiently waiting. I got it, and I got some profits out of it. So yeah, we crush it on this episode, guys. So that's the standard
Andrew,
of these
that's
episodes.
right, huh? Sorry to cut you off. The short or the where to long, that hit almost precisely, huh? Oh, dang, let me go listen to that clip, dude. Thanks for reminding me. I didn't even know that. That's right. I did say that.
Yeah, I actually put that one on Asterdex too. I farmed some rewards points with it.
Damn, bro, I'm looking at the chart right now. It literally went right there. Oh man, that's freaking awesome.
No, I closed out for like a 50% win this morning and closed out early for real. But we were at the 15-minute 50, so I was like, who knows what's happening here? I woke up to profits. I should probably take it. But yeah, guys, let me throw out these topics for the day. Then we'll get into this one. So here's my topic list for the day. Here's our check-in question for everybody. So there's a gun to your head, and I'm gonna pull the trigger in 10 seconds unless I have an answer and the right answer. What will be the black swan of this bull run? That's what I want to hear from everybody as we check in today. I think that's a fun one to get into. And if you're listening and want to join the convo and throw out your thoughts, please grab a mic. We'd like to hear them. The next topic is 30,000 Bitcoin were moved to exchanges by short-term holders and sold for a loss week recently. So I mean that kind of explains this pullback, right? But does that signal to you guys that retail isn't ready for the volatility yet? Curious what you guys think there. Another thing that I think is pretty interesting is Australia, of all places, right? They're not a super crypto but Australia is pushing for immediate action on quantum computing threats for crypto. And this is weird to me with all the other stuff talk around it with Anatoly and some other people. Do these big time players know something we don't? What do you guys think about that? And then finally, I think this is some low key big news, but Kraken donated $1 million to a pro Trump PAC, political action community. Is this a sign that we got some bullish regulation coming? We know how it works, man. We don't gotta like how it works, but you line their pockets, you get what you want. That's just the way it works. So I'm wondering, do you guys think this is bullish? And finally, who should we let chill today? I want some projects for some midweek action, baby. If you got something good, let us know. I want to get down on it. But guys, let me throw out a quick word from our sponsor. Our sponsor is Rainbeck Casino. It's our decentralized casino of choice. It's where we play some blackjack, pull that digital slot machine, and just do some sports betting with the homies. So, guys, get over there, check them out, create an account. Because when we win, Clutch sends out some soul to somebody in the space. And if you show up, you get free sports bets, right? Yeah. We give you free money from all angles. All you got to do is play, right? So we give you the sports bets, go there, play. And when you get there, check out the 20K weekly raffle. Every $500 wager gets you one free entry. We get a bunch every week. And when we finally win it, we're going to split it with everybody in the space who created an account. So shoot them a follow, get over there, create your account, and then drop your username in the comments so we know who to split the money amongst. Once we win this thing, baby, let's run it up. But let's get into some crypto now, man. I'm wondering, man, what is the black swan of this bull run? Biddy, I got a gun to your pink ape head, and I'm ready to blow it off. I'm down bad, but I need to win, and I need to make sure I don't lose it. What's causing the black swan this time around?
Nothing. Nothing. This is just profit taking and manipulation by the big giants that have been in here that you guys all invited to. There's no black swan event. People are taking profits. People are de-risking, they're leveraging. When you get the big boys in here like BlackRock and Fidelity and all these guys, they have reasons to take losses, especially we're getting to October, probably tax season losses. So I believe these guys play a different kind of a ball than we do. So they're saying, you know what, let's take a loss of 5, 10, 20, $100 million right now. And we'll make that gain of 300 million and we could just offset our books. So I just think these are games. I don't think it's Black Swan. I think these are games that are being played by the big boys. And we are not a part of those games because we don't know what they play and how they play.
Fiddy said there is no black swan. We are the black swan. We're the one taking the profits these times.
Bro, I'm not going to get racist. I don't want to get canceled.
Well, we can't say a white swan, right? That we all know what a white swan is.
Insurance, word from our insurance, breaking news, word from our insurance. It is now a colored swan.
Listen, I've been around black swans and white swans. They're very beautiful. I don't think they'd want to hurt us.
I agree with that sentiment.
I just want all the swans, but I just want to be on the right end of the swan action, right? Yeah. You don't want to get pecked by the swan, you want to eat the swan. So I'm trying to eat on these swan events. But good stuff, Biddy. We had to start it off with you because you're the turbo ultra always bull. So that's what I was expecting from you this morning.
It could be geese, dude. Like the geese are the ones that always snap at you. Nobody ever talks about them.
Well, I mean, if we get a black geese event, it's over for everybody. So I didn't want to get that negative this morning. What's up, Hermit? You've been up grinding early, hustling hard with some RWAs and stuff this morning. What do you think the next black swan is going to be, or the black swan of this bull run?
Good morning, everybody. First of all, Canada geese are starting to move down south, so they're crapping everywhere. So that might be one of them. Yeah, dude, it's gonna have to be something absolutely, obviously it's black swan, it's catastrophic, but not like I'm thinking something political. Something political is gonna happen, and yeah. And honestly, here's the black swan. We've all got, I think most of us are old enough to remember 2008. and all of that. And Fitty was like, "Well, we got the big boys in here now," and he brought up a good point. There, with the big boys starting to play, it's going to be a lot more difficult to have some sort of massive black swan event. And I would assume that that black swan event would be caused by one of the big boys, because it's going to be, just something like, hey, we can do this and we can do this, and hey, let's just lend all of this and put this together, and then it's going to be some crypto deal where they're going to tokenize something, and it's just, I don't know. It's I would assume that the black swan is going to be caused by one of the big boys. That's my guess.
Yeah,
And I love you. I love you. I love you all. If in case Andrew decides to pull the trigger, I love you all.
that's a fair answer. Yeah, you get a pass. I'm gonna point the gun to somebody else's head, but I think that I like what you're saying. And I'm on the same track with my thinking overall. I'm pretty sure that like it's probably gonna be one of the big boys. Like last time, it was really Do Kwon and Luna and FTX, I guess, right? But like I still don't like. There's levels of this stuff. There's levels to being a big boy, and like they weren't on that level of like the sailors, the CZs, the U.S. government. These major corporations. So I do think this black swan is caused by somebody that it's like, oh, there's no way that person, that group could cause a black swan. But yeah, they're going to be the ones.
I mean, honestly, it could be with one of their ETFs that they decide to, put together. If we're going to be honest about it, because it's just going to be like, oh, well, we're bundling. It's just going to start. We're going to start bundling these. We're going to start getting these awesome credit ratings. They're going to get these awesome yields, and then it's gonna start spiraling, because it's like, how can we squeeze out an extra dollar? How can we squeeze something else out of squeezing blood out of a
Well, you
turnip
guys are
to
forgetting one thing.
something like that.
You guys are forgetting one thing. They make a lot of money in different areas, not just crypto. So a lot of times people see BlackRock, they automatically think it's crypto, or they think Fidelity, they think it's crypto. But they have IPOs from 10 years ago where they probably profited some stupid money, and they just need to take a loss right before their quarter. And when they do that, it may look like a black swan event to them. It's just going to look like a regular day at the office. That's what people aren't getting at.
Well, I think we got to
Well,
differentiate between these major players taking a loss and like a black swan event. Like the black swan event was like Luna, FTX, and that's not really comparable to.
Well, don't forget your boy said GM yesterday. He's already saying GM.
It's coming.
SBF. It's coming. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And who knows who's working with who? Apparently, his family is involved with the Biden party or the whole thing, and that's why he's trying to get a pardon. So, what I'm trying to tell you, there's
Well,
a lot of.
that's actually not. That's half true, Fitty.
I know.
He was on the Tucker Carlson interview. I don't know when
Yeah.
exactly when it was, but I listened to the whole thing. He very vividly spoke out and said he was donating to all kinds of Republicans as well. He was doing it on purpose to gain favor. So he was actually donating to all parties, not just the left.
No, but I'm talking about his family's involvement is one thing.
Got it. Yeah, they're left-siders for sure. His mom,
his
all
parents.
that. Yeah. But as far as his money, it's been proven that he also donated to a ton of Republican incentives and stuff like that.
Well, you're going to donate to whoever you have to donate. So when you have to go out and parole, you're going to get out. Think about it. When you have beautiful hair like that, you want the whole world to see it.
Bro, his hair was so frizzy. It was like Magic School Bus. Like, we all liked that show, and we all knew Miss Frizzle had a terrible haircut, but it was just so terrible. It was so beautiful.
Call me wrong, but I went to get my dog groomed yesterday, and they said, "What do you want your dog to look like?" So I pulled up a picture of him,
bro.
and I said, "I'd like to give him the SBF cut." And the guy punched me and threw me out. I don't know why, but
he still has his funds in there. That's why, bro.
My arm is bruised, but you know what? My dog does look like SBF today. Maybe I'll take a picture and send it.
This freaking guy, I love it. Oh,
you ever seen a golden doodle look like SBF?
Bro, yeah, dude, right with the freaking hair dryer, dog. Like my wife's sister used to be a dog groomer, so she would have all kinds of pictures of all kinds of like animals and all that. So yeah, dude, I'm familiar with the frizzies.
So what's interesting? Did you see the Dallas shooting today? They have a picture of the guy. Also have a lot of hair. what is it with these scooters, with these shooters with good hair, and these criminals? Like, is there
All right,
something?
we got to get back on track. We can't talk shooters here on Trade Talk. We got to check in. We got to get to the track. We could talk shooters on coming in clutch tomorrow. I'm a shooter, right? I'm balling a player, but you never see me hoop. But you know what they say if you ever see me shoot. But let's keep it moving. Let's check in with EAC. What's the Canadian take on what the Black Swan event's going to be? What do you think?
I think like what Fiddy was saying, like it'll be like a hack. You know what I'm saying? Something quantum computing suddenly works, and a bunch of crypto went missing. A bunch of billionaires lost a bunch of money, but taxes are over. The hack got solved. All the money's back.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden, like next week, quantum computing's a thing, and it's like, oh, that's what they were subconsciously prepping us for. We were all about to lose our money in 7 days. That's why they started talking about it, so they had it out. They're gonna be like, yeah, we warned you. Good Canadian take. Good Canadian take there. There's not a lot of good Canadian takes, but EAC brings them. Let's throw it over to let's get a German take, man. I love the German takes. You know, going back to pre-World War II, they had a lot of good takes. But Gold Rush, man, what do you think about this? What's the Black Swan going to be?
Well, also Gold Rush.
Hey.
Gold Rush. 1 second. I want you to know there are a few 3-letter agencies listening to this take right now. I may or may not have submitted your information as a person of interest, but I thought it was April Fool's. I was like, wait, it was in my dream. So my bad if you do get investigated, but I want you to know, be very careful with what you're about to say.
Oh, thank you. I always love these nice words. Yeah, no, I think what EAC saying could be possible, but I also think maybe one of these big players, like maybe Michael Saylor, he's I think in about 50-60% profit. Maybe he decides to drop his 70% of his bag just to cause a panic sell and then buy the whole shit up. So they always look for some extra dollars, like they said, and maybe that's a possible thing, but if not, pull the trigger on me.
Sorry, I sent a link out to somebody else that I wanted to come listen to the space today, but I could never pull the trigger on another German. I'm actually a quarter German, believe it or not, Gold Rush. Right? I probably would have fought with the Nazis. I wouldn't have felt right shooting at Germans.
Yeah, I was always thinking, hey, this guy looks like a German, of course.
That's what they tell me. I might have to change what I identify as. I might start identifying as being 100% German. Who knows?
Bro, I was just getting ready to learn Ni Hao and Mandarin and Cantonese and this. And now you're going to switch to a whole...
I'm just saying there might be an opening for strong leadership in Germany. I feel like they could relate to me there.
Just watch her arm angles. That's all I'm going to say.
I like to extend my hand really high when I wave out in front of me.
Fetty's not gonna like you converting to Germany.
Germany supports Ukraine, but we got to check in with Dembo. Dembo, what's good, homie? How you doing this morning? What do you think the next Black Swan is gonna be?
GM. Honestly, bro, I think it's just gonna come down to supply control. One of these people that have been in for a long time or inactive wallet, gonna cause FOMO and just sell, bro. I don't know though. Honestly, with these everything going on these days, it could be anything, dude. Hacks, quantum computing. I mean, I don't know, dude. There's too many things to worry about.
You got to pick one.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say Trump rugs us all. Fuck it. They're gonna confiscate all the crypto, and they're gonna convert us all to crypto, and then they're gonna make it to where they can just confiscate it.
The long con. Yes.
I honestly feel like that, bro. Literally in the 70s, they did it with gold, right? They literally made everybody fork over their gold, devalued it, and then they got a 30% loss on their money. Why wouldn't they do it with crypto? It's the same thing. Their back's against the wall with the paper.
So the same old song.
That's called the same song and dance.
I
No,
hate the tunes.
I can see him rolling out that gold playbook to get everybody's Bitcoin. I think that's so. Like there's two scenarios with that. One, and maybe there's three, right? One is there's somebody like MicroStrategy is massively compromised, and the government's like, "Whoa, we just there's too much at stake here. We can't allow this. Everybody's got to hand it over." And then the other option is they just go flat out that, hey, you guys just got to hand it over, and nobody is compromised. But it's just that we need to go this route. And three is that one of these people that we're trusting just totally dumps on us. But I don't think that this. So like I think that if somebody gets compromised, yeah, that's going to create the black swan of this bull run. But I truly don't think the government comes for our Bitcoin until next bull run, and maybe even after that one. But I just think that they're you need the public behind it still at this point in time. But once you have a thing to where every government's accumulating Bitcoin, and it just becomes a thing, right? There's so many ways you can spin it as a government to be like, well, like we have people in our country that travel overseas, or just being in our country with domestic terrorists. It's dangerous to let people have Bitcoin, because if word gets out that you have Bitcoin, you could be kidnapped, killed, and they're going to take your Bitcoin to another country and fund more terrorism. So like I think they're going to wrap terrorism into this somehow. At least that's what I do without the power.
Something, right, bro? Like literally, all the strategic Bitcoin reserve is made up of Bitcoin that they've already confiscated, right? And we were talking about it the other day, what regulation looks like coming into the space. Who knows, dude? With mass adoption, then pushing everybody, and then I don't know, man. It's just it's definitely something to pay attention to, and they've been known for doing it in the past, bro. Same song and dance, right?
Oh, super true. We know your moves. We're watching for them. You're gonna have a hard time getting checkmate on this crew this time around if you're listening in. The 3-letter agencies that are planning your black swan, trying to get ideas from us. Just hit the DMs. I'll tell you what to do. Just cut me in. Let's throw it over to we got Massimo. What's good, Massimo? How you doing? And what do you think the black swan of this bull run is gonna be?
How's it going, guys? Well, as it is with anything that could be beneficial for the economy or for the people, government will come in and screw it up. Particularly, I'm going to just go ahead and say, because they've been notorious for this, the left will somehow come in and screw it up and get greedy. No, honestly, I think I do think there's going to be some government overstep at some point with something, but I believe it's probably going to be initiated by some sort of catastrophe or collapse, whether it's a macroeconomic collapse, whether it's a cyber security attack. I think there'll be something there that I guess gives the government the justification that they need to be able to come in and make things more difficult, unfortunately. But that's what I think is going to happen.
No, it's kind of like the same page that I'm on, that there's going to be some type of attack, and we've already had all this language into our laws about terrorism, and if you can wrap some type of attack into terrorism, now you can pretty much do whatever you want.
Exactly. And that's what'll happen eventually. Like, it's literally a matter of time. Like, if I could put a bet on that happening, does Rainbet offer that bet? Can we find out?
Probably Market Mike.
They don't have
Let's look
prediction.
into it.
They don't have prediction markets. Rainbet, not yet. It's something that's in the discussions.
I don't blame them. That's an easy bet.
What's the bet? I'll look it up.
The bet is that they're, and this is the thing, it's kind of direct, but basically that there's going to be some sort of catastrophe, whether it's cybersecurity regulations, something that the government will end up using that as justification to overstep and get more involved in crypto.
Yeah, and the I think even if Polymark doesn't have the bet EAC, I think you can tag them and they'll make like on the spot odds like one of their bots will or something.
Isn't that still in beta? Like they're testing that, or is that like fully released?
I think it's released. I'm pretty sure it responded to me once.
Really? Bro, I'm about to start every time I see one of y'all like soft capitulating, I'm gonna tag y'all and see what odds would it give me for full capitulation.
I love that word, capitulation.
You know
Full.
what I also love is Matt's not here, but these MFers cooking, bro. They just sent to 150K, bro. My bag's up so nice. We normally don't shamelessly show on Trade Talk, but I'm just so happy for Matt. He got his account suspended. He's gotten me all kinds of freaking subscribers. He's just been an absolute legend. So it's just amazing to see them print a new all-time high, post all the things that could go wrong as a project did go wrong. And yet here they are. I'm just so freaking happy for them, man.
Those guys have been working hard for a little while now, you know, and having your page suspended sucks while building a project. Never had it happen with my personal page, but we had it happen with the Trump page. You know, and that's how you know you're doing something
3
good when people start their
times.
taxes.
They suspended 3 of our pages, 2 of Groktimus pages, bro. Yeah, we've dealt with that BS a few times, man.
I'm not gonna say it out loud because I don't have anything to back it up, but I would bet money that there's 1 or 2 groups that attacked that page.
100%, bro. I got reports that it got mass reported, remember? So it was, I get mass reported all the time. I was shadow banned for like 6 hours the other day. Like, what? How do I get shadow banned rocking a go check and a badge? So it can happen. People always stay hating, so it is what it is. F 'em.
They stay hating. Let's check in with Creek Coin. Creek Coin been up grinding these RWAs, eating some RWAs for breakfast this morning. What's good, Creek Coin? And what do you think the Black Swan is going to be?
Yo, what's up? I mean, traditionally these Black Swan events, there's people that benefit from it. And if you hear me out, maybe just maybe we could be on the right side of history with the next Black Swan. This is crazy thinking, of course, because you got a gun to my head, but systematic bank failure, bro. Like a gigantic tidal wave of insolvencies finally come to light. I think there's people that know about this that are planning in the back. I think Trump is a really smart man, World Liberty Fi, everything. I think it's a very, very long play to protect this country. And if it doesn't work, at least Trump's family benefits from it. I saw in recent news, Putin's out there saying like the U.S. has this scheme, this crypto scheme to erase a massive $35 trillion debt, dude. And with the way stable coins work and RWAs and tokenization happening, big corporations rushing for Bitcoin treasuries, this and that, man, I stay locked in, keep showing up. I really think we're on the right side of history with the next Black Swan event. And you guys are right. I think it will be it'll have a political booster, like a rocket booster of what we know and what the data shows with insolvencies and banks. It takes one tweet from Trump saying something and saying he's all in on Bitcoin to send it, and send everything else that would follow. And finally we could get some money in here and maybe get another $1 trillion added to crypto market cap instead of just keep bouncing back and forth. So good question. Sorry it wasn't the best. You got a gun to my head. It definitely deserves some deeper thought, though. Thanks.
Well, I actually like the insight of the the other side of the view that maybe it's not a black swan, but what you're describing is really a white swan, right? It's a black swan for everybody else, but it's a white swan for the crypto industry if everything else fails, and this is where the money floods to. And that's entirely possible. We know multiple banks are on the brink of collapse. Like the whole GameStop thing isn't talked about anymore, but like it's still fully in play. Like that Citibank still has that massive short open, and they're losing tons of money on it, and they're either gonna have to go bankrupt or close. And what's even worse about that situation is Citibank owns so much stuff. A lot of the stuff that Citibank owns has the same short open. So like if Citibank collapses, you could see some massive pain in traditional finance. And I've always believed that when that true massive pain comes in traditional finance, people are going to look at Bitcoin as a safe harbor, and that would be our white swan event all day. And then you get what 50's been talking about, that oh yeah, this is the up only bull run. So it is a possibility. You know, as we say, we are creeping closer and closer to the end of this bull run. We're also creeping closer and closer to the end of the financial system, how we know it, which changes what we consider a bull run.
A black swan event for the banking system, white swan event for the holders.
That's my kind of swan.
Colored swans, guys.
Is it like a mixed swan though? If like the banks get hit with the black swan and we get hit with the white swan, is it a swan that comes out looking like me?
That's a Jada Pinkett swan.
Man, I shaved my head. I'm not bald.
You like that slot, dude? I knew you would like that shot.
Biracial swan event. I like it. I like it.
A biracial swan event. Wow, we can coin that term. That's what this is gonna be.
I'm launching a ticker. Ticker.
The biracial swan.
Biracial is the name of the token. The ticker will be confused.
You should put my head on a swan and we'll just run with it.
Nah, bro, you haven't even determined if you're German, Asian, white. Like, what are you? I can't really make.
I'm biracial?
That's all right. Jotting that down for notes later.
We got anybody else up here with some swan takes? Anybody want to grab a mic and get some swan takes before we get the market
I
analysis?
think it might just be me left, but one thing that I've been thinking about this whole time, dude, is how much. Remember that buzz term, Andrew, you were using over the last few weeks? Treasuries. Oh, man. So check this out. So based off of my research, right? What have I been on top of? The total market cap of crypto. It looks, feels extended, overextended, exposed, manipulated, topped. So many things, right? We can just go down the list of all the buzzwords I've used, to describe this feeling of, what crypto does. So check this out. We know that the volume numbers, this isn't a freaking guesstimation. This is a fact. We know that the crypto volume numbers across the board are fake. If anyone tells you they're not, you're full of crap. Because we all know Solana, it's all wash trading and volume. NFT still wash trading and creating fake volume. Now there's real to that because it's backed by money. You cannot wash trade unless you you have the money. So to me, the crypto treasury firms that are just holding so many reserves right now will end up being the weak link, I feel. Because if there's a liquidity crunch and people start selling off, who are crypto treasury firms owned by? Right? So they don't even control when it's time to pull the trigger or not, or pull the rug or not, right? Buy or sell. It is not crypto treasuries' decisions, right? It's who owns them, who runs them. So to me, I really want to peg that. I'm thinking it's going to be, because there's a liquidity crisis. No one can argue that. If you think there's not a liquidity crisis and here you are begging for crypto to somehow get above 4 trillion, and you just don't agree that there's a crisis, it's just insane to me. How can you not see it? But most analysts and most financial pundits call this a liquidity crisis situation because it's tied to global economics, right? So to me, a DeFi protocol goes under, an exchange goes under, a lot of M's are lost. They're going to have to start pulling from these other sectors. And once it gets to the crypto treasuries, I don't have the Titanic song queued up, Andrew.
The treasuries are one that I feel like is so obvious that like I almost don't feel like it's gonna happen because how does everybody not see it? Because I just feel like, dude, you're hearing about employees at Coinbase getting socially engineered. You're hearing about employees from crypto.com getting socially engineered. If you're working for those companies, you've been in the space for a while. You know, for the most part, like it's not like somebody generally just starts working at Coinbase and doesn't know anything about crypto. So like if those people are falling victim, what do you think's gonna happen to the people that are in charge of the keys for these big treasuries? And don't even think like now. Think 10 years down the line, right? To where like if I'm Korea, dude, I'm gonna be socially. I'm gonna like have somebody have like a child, you know, or probably not child age now, but you know, if I've got an asset here that's in the teens or 20s, I'm gonna start trying to work them into getting in a relationship with the person that controls the keys, or you know, getting some dirt on them one way or another. You know, especially if they're married and you know something like that, and you can really get leverage on them. I That's the fear that I see as the super long game that like most people in crypto can't even wrap their minds around because they're thinking 5 minutes out. But when you think to the games that a lot of these countries play, dude, they're on like 100-year timelines. And it sounds crazy to a lot of you guys to hear, but in reality, a lot of these countries are on 100-year timelines. So like I think it's probably already in the works. Like, am I really smarter than the people running these other countries and stuff? If I see a potential hole here, you know, there's got to be somebody else that can see the hole. So, like, the treasury thing, it's like not a matter of if, it's just when. You know, I can't see any scenario where one of them doesn't get compromised.
I mean, at some point, people got to take profits, and at some point, people have to just take the risk off. You know, even for those that don't make profits, like a lot of crypto treasuries aren't going to make money because crypto treasuries are meant for others to make money, right? The creators, the supporters, the whales, the insiders. So yeah, it's all big ass Ponzi. I'm a fan of it. Don't get me wrong. I am not fighting the Ponzi. Ponzi-nomics are my favorite types of nomics, right? So I it's all tied to an exchange. If an exchange goes under, it has to pull liquidity. The people that lose have to pull liquidity from B. And then B has to recalculate and restructure. So they must take from C, C from D, D from E, and so on and so forth. Anytime there's liquidity pairs and liquidity treasuries and things of that nature, the webs go deep. It is not just one dude, hey, here's $10 billion, create a treasury for me and just go risk on with it. It's just not how it works. The rich ass people that do that, they don't need a treasury like Elon. Think he needs a treasury? No, just freaking buys whatever the heck he wants.
Yeah, there's so many facets. Like, that's why I know the golden bull run happens, but the more we talk about it, I don't think the golden bull run happens during a bull run because it's too predictable. The golden bull run just has to be one of those things that we wake up to and Bitcoin's $1 million. And everybody's like, what's going on? It was like 60K yesterday, you know? And then people are like, well, wait for some pullback. And then the next day it's like $3 million. And it's just like the middle of the bear market. Most people are broke, and like even your average crypto users probably don't have any exposure. And then that type of run doesn't benefit your alts either. So I think that's how the golden bull run truly
Take
happens.
it back. Take that back, Andrew. What do you mean my alts won't take advantage of that, dude? Take that back. You can't be wishing that into existence.
I'm not wishing. I'm just like a quantum
then.
computer. I'm like a quantum computer. I see all these future scenarios and like steps to get to each one, and like that's just where I end up when I play it all out in my mind.
That's freaking crazy, bro.
He's got all those numbers floating around his head in calculations right now. That's how it's working.
Zach Galifianakis. That's his name. His stage name, by the way, guys. Wait, was that a little racist? Nah. We're gonna coin that.
Oh, just a
You
little
gotta
bit.
say negro like a real Mexican.
Right. I should have said el negro and it would have been fine. Right. So the racial part.
That's why I know Clutch is white. See, he doesn't even speak Mexican right.
Mucho. Senor, por favor.
Mucho whiteo.
Mucho whiteo, gancitos, gansuitos. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. Timbo's not gonna live the end of this one. But hey guys,
Que
¿qué
rollo?
rollo?
Que onda ese?
Matt must have came in because he heard I threw him a shout out. His butt cheeks must have been ringing. I did throw you a shout out, Matt. Good job on that.
I got a little spidey sense
did?
feeling. I felt you talking about me.
Nah, what
Might want to get your prostate
what
checked.
you should get your prostate checked. But also, just know I mentioned Trudeau right before you
I
came.
missed my ex.
I mentioned Trudeau right before you joined the space. I just really want you to know, like, I don't know what I want you to do with that information, but I just want you to know that the second I mentioned it, his name, you came up.
Oh, well, it really depends on your definition of what a Trudeau really is. Is he the son of a Fidel Castro?
No, he's just a fidelity manager, bro. Oh, man. All right, knock it off. Knock it off. We'll get to the pleasantries here in a bit. I have to tell you all the bad news. The bad news is, if you thought Clutch can be bearish but still somehow predict longs like a freaking champ, you're right. How many of y'all were like, yo, Clutch really isn't a bear nor a bull. He's just a freaking opportunist. If you thought that, you are correct, sir. Ding, 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 ding. Since I've been bearish, I've called two of the best longs that you could ever really want for Solana. I called both breakouts, and this one was just a relief rally. But for those in the back that cannot really hear me loudly, how about don't take my words? Go to the screenshot. On Monday, we were there, and I was like, hey, man, I wouldn't start longing until about, for sure the 6 hour 200, but really the 8 hour 200. I don't know if we get to the 12 hour 200, which we didn't. So I just posted a picture of the 8 hour chart, and look at that. Oh, man, you can't make this up, guys. How is it that I'm able to be so accurate? Well, for starters, it just takes knowing, understanding, crypto, understanding TA, understanding a lot of different things. And the biggest thing really that it comes down to is understanding that the market is biodirectional. It does not just go in one direction. It doesn't go up, 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 up. It doesn't go down, 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 down. It goes up and down. It zigs and it zags, and it zags to the zig, and the zigs to the zags, and you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you just got to understand that for every move, something else has to happen. So if you're going to liquidate bears by going long, you first have to gain bears. So you have to create the short to incentivize them to get in thinking this is it. And then you reverso on them and you freaking cook them. That's what's going down in the market every damn day. Longs and shorts get liquidated all the time. The other day on Sunday, I called the short. $100 billion in longs were liquidated in less than 30 freaking minutes. Okay? So everyone long got cooked, and then here's what you didn't hear. $75 billion of shorts got cooked when the short was done, and people kept trying to short thinking it's over. What? So you almost have a 1-to-1 ratio on losers when the chart went up and down and stayed the same. Doesn't that kind of add up? Does this not paint the picture that I've been trying to paint for you guys? If it doesn't, then I just suck as a teacher. But if it does, then good job. Now, part of it is understand it's hard to teach y'all really one-on-one through these spaces. I do what I can. Most of my people that I'm able to spend some real one-on-one time with, if I've ever met you IRL and I spent a few hours trading, me and Andrew, Andrew's picked up a ton from me, and that's saying something because he's the freaking OG. He's the experienced crypto guy in comparison to me and my tenure. My 6-year tenure in crypto here, he's been around 8-9 years. So the point that I really want to make here, guys, is that you should probably start paying attention. These aren't just buzzwords. Like me telling y'all, watch for $4 trillion, the total market cap of crypto. Like, that's not a buzzword, guys. If anyone tells you, oh, those are just buzzwords, then, hey, you should probably pay attention to who you're listening to. But let's go to data point number 1. Fiddy was right. Tax harvesting season is coming up. The end of the fiscal year is at the end of this month. The end of the 4-year cycle is at the end of this month. 100% people are taking losses right now. People are taking gains right now. People are doing whatever it takes to settle their accounts right now, especially not people, institutions. Okay. Tax day is October 15th, November 15th without filing an extension. So what a coincidence that the second people start filing taxes and a lot of businesses submit everything by September 15th, and within the following week, you get what you just got. Oftentimes, these could be tax harvesting seasons, not for this tax season, but for next. So there's a lot to unravel and unpack there. But just understand that we're at $3.92 trillion in the total market cap of crypto. And yet again, another rejection of $4 trillion. I don't know how much more that we can really stay in this area with looking super weak when we get here. You guys that get super bullish, you're probably thinking, whoa, look at the strength to how fast we got here. And you're actually lying to yourself because we didn't get here fast. Solana got to $300 fast the first time around, October to November. That was fast. Bitcoin went from 20K, okay, to 74K. That was fast. Ethereum broke even at freaking 3,600. That was slow. Sui, $4. XRP, 350. All those things happen fast. Remember how fast they happened. Once it went down, the only thing you really have to track is the total money of crypto just being eviscerated every time it comes. So all you literally have to do is wait till it comes sell, wait for the panic like we did on Sunday, and then get told to long, Monday. You see how if you're alert, you guys are starting to understand how I operate, which is, next move, next move, next move. Remember the chain, team next cycle? It's almost like every cycle when you're trading the chart happens every 4 hours, every 8 hours, every 16 hours. It's always changing. There's constant cycles when it comes to leverage trading with these over leveraged longs and shorts. If you're up 3,000% because you're 100x leverage, it can get wiped away in one candle, one minute candle, because that's high leverage for you. And people need to understand the risks and the dangers here are that if you have the money and you keep leaving it on the table, people are going to take it. So if you're longing, you're shorting, you're in big profits, and you just keep holding on to these positions, keep DCAing, thinking you know what's up, you're going to be part of that $200 billion in liquidations over a span of like 8 hours. How is it that both sides can lose almost equally in a window? Only when it's manipulated. And this is what I've been trying to tell y'all. The leverage trading markets are incredibly manipulated. Incredibly. More manipulated than our government. More manipulated than our hearts. More manipulated than the manipulation you run on whoever you try to run. This is really not like everyone that looks at these charts, it's not what it seems. You really got to dive into the metrics that matter. So this is why I've been trying to tell you guys this, put you guys up on game. I don't care if you look at the market how everybody else looks at the market. I want you, in addition to, always look at the market like the market makers do. You guys may not know this, but I really did get trained by a market maker. That guy is not the best of people. But one thing I will tell you is the guy knows his stuff. Andrew knows, a bunch of our crew knows who that guy is, and that guy was a freaking legend, but he just wasn't loyal to humanity. He was just loyal to whatever fills his pockets. But along the way, he really taught me this manipulation that you really have to understand. Market makers turn on their PC, they wake up, shower, brush your teeth, eat, go sit at that desk. What do you think their number one goal is? It ain't to long or to short. It's let's see who's longing, let's see who's shorting, let's go liquidate them. Whoa. If that doesn't hit home and you're a leverage trader, you probably need to stop trading. Like, I want you to stop trading till you learn, till you feel, till you understand, because you will lose your money. There's a lot of people that leverage trading ruins their lives. They lose, they try to get it all back in one position, and honestly, that is blood in the water for market makers. So I really, 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 really want to, implore you to truly take it freaking serious. Study this. Get right before you start just trading thinking, hey, my hopium is enough. No, it's not. Your hopium is not enough. There's guys like me that take your hopium, stomp on it, whip out. Nah, I'm not even going to say it, but y'all know. Y'all know what you fill it up with, right? If you think you have a juice card because you as a leverage trader are, oh, I've been doing pretty good for weeks. Yeah, no, they'll let you pile on all that liquidity in one wallet because they know you're so stupid you're going to give it back. I don't want you to be that stupid that you give it back. I do these spaces. They started as a space, a safe haven for our traders. The rest just kind of became the rest. But really, what do I mean by a safe haven? Is you're going to come here and you're actually going to get the things that nobody else is talking about. I've been to so many spaces, guys. I've hosted almost 3,000 spaces. I probably have gone to another 10,000 spaces. There's very few people that have done as much as me when it comes to spaces. Fitty, if he hadn't stopped for a couple years, his ass would be number one. He's hosted spaces forever, and he's starting to do that now. But he will probably tell you, like, damn, why does he come here when he's heard everybody else? Everybody in the ecosystem that came through here, Fitty knows who the fudge they are. But why does he come here? Because he knows you get things here that you won't get anywhere else. That type of value is really what it comes down to. I'm not here to be liked. I'm not here to be loved. I'm not here to be respected. I'm not here for you guys to do crap. Just subscribe because, $5. I need Tree Fitty. But all jokes aside, I really don't give a damn about any of y'all when it comes to this space, this show, what the number one mission is. Nothing matters except, are you aware that you are a target or are you not? That's really what it comes down to. And if you're not aware that you're a target, hi, I'm Clutch. I'm only a couple billion away from being the guy that will make sure every single one of y'all lose every time you make an open leverage trade, right? So if there's guys like me that just need the money, I promise you there's guys like me with the money that are getting paid to make sure Brad, Hermit, Massimo, EAC, all you guys are just losing when it comes to leverage trading. So that is one of the biggest lessons that I really wanted to clear out here today. And what a perfect example. I told y'all to long the 4-hour 200 a while ago. Told y'all it was the top, then told y'all to long again. Like, how is this? Does this matter? Is because when I use words like this is the top, you guys need to get used to it's trade talk in between each show. When I said it was the top on Friday, and then I called a short on Sunday, and then I rechanged my stance Monday to go long, that's not actually a change of stance. That's a, hey, perfect prediction on this micro top. Now I see a lot of support and money here. Let's go long there. That's the lesson. I look at the charts with a very particular set of blind eyes. My eyes are so blind, I don't look at all the little in-between details. I just look at the big stuff. The big stuff is so obvious when there's no more money and when there is money. I'm going to start doing sub-only spaces where I'm going to teach y'all indicators. We might have a sub-hour space that lasts 1 hour, and all I talk about is the DMI indicator. You don't freaking like it? Don't show up if you're a sub. But you probably should start learning what these indicators mean, because when you have longevity in crypto, a lot of meme coins are going to be out a couple of years. These indicators are going to matter as well. You got to learn these things now. The BBWP, the DMI, looking at EMAs, looking at the Bollinger Bands, just all kinds of basics, man. It's hard to learn it all, but the easiest thing to learn is that you're a target. Seriously, most people don't learn that. It's actually the most difficult lesson for most people when it should be the easiest. If you know you're playing ball 5-on-5, for you basketball players out there, do you ever take it to the rack weak? You already know what's going to happen. You're going to get fouled. You're going to get blocked, right? You got to go to the hole strong. You got to take it with force. And that's what you got to do. You got to be decisive. You have to be strong. And you have to be waiting for the pressure that's going to come when you go to the lane, right? It's the same thing when you're opening a trade. You got to understand every dollar that comes in just starts getting recalculated and goes into the total move of what they should do. If it's 50-50, they don't choose. They wait till it's 58, 42 on one side, and they go that side. You know, so understand these things, guys. Real important lesson. So now let's get to the good. So y'all saw the screenshot. I posted it. There's no denying that's not my 200 EMA. Like that's the 200 EMA for Solana on Binance. We wicked right to the wick right above it. Freaking beautiful. Let's go to the next screenshot, guys. The next screenshot has all 4 pictures. Let's go over some quick stats real fast. Market cap of crypto 3.92 trillion. I'm sorry. Here's the good part. The fear and greed index is at 39. Fear is striking the market, Andrew. You know I love me some fear. I predicted this fear by longing 2 days ago. It's a lagging indicator, guys. Part of the lesson that I also wanted to include here was to learn how to gauge the sentiment of the timeline so you can understand the sentiment of crypto in its totality through the Reddit, the subreddit Stomping Grounds, LinkedIn. You could really go a lot of places and just see what people are saying about crypto. You can get this information way in advance. When there is fear, we long. When there is greed, we short. It really is that easy. Here's another lie. Altcoin season 72 rating. Oh, it's altcoin season now? We ain't even break even. How you gonna tell me it's altcoin season? Stop. Just please stop. If you hear anyone saying altcoin season, bro, they're using buzzwords. Chances are they're retarded. They don't understand trading. They just want to sound cool. They're retarded traders. Don't listen to retarded traders. You will go poor. It's freaking insane to me, honestly. So anyhow, the top 20 of crypto is still looking pathetic. Why? Because it's a whole bunch of has-beens, do nothing, false promises, and their foundations keep selling. Do I need to cover more of the top 20? Probably not. They all suck. It's Bitcoin and Solana. Solana is my favorite crap coin. And then you got the number 3 variable that really is Binance and all this liquidity that's there. So to me, the tell that we're really looking for here is when is Binance going to cool down? Because I think when Binance cools down, it's the end of the market. We cannot handle Binance cool down here. It is literally the attention, the volume, the liquidity. The only reason we have that we're standing up strong here is because people are buying BNB. It's one of the only coins that's up in the last 7 days. Another one, and I've been kind of talking about this, and this makes sense with the Ethereum rotation you spoke about yesterday, Andrew. AVAX is cooking. You know, it's holding on. It's sitting at $35, but dude, $35 is still 50% damn near from its all-time high. So it's doing nothing. Overall, it's doing something now. And here you have it at freaking number 13. Chainlink at number 12. So these should be the signs that you should look at, that you have all kinds of vaporware chains in the top. This is gross. It's just gross on so many levels. So I really don't want to just keep hoping that this market is going to continue, but we're going to look at all the signs. So for starters, let's go to the screenshot. Everyone go to the BTC1 exclamation ticker. It's the net here. I'll remove my long call screenshot there. All right, cool. So now there's the 4 BTC1 exclamation. Here's a couple things to take note of. We're heading towards the previous gap that has already been closed. We're working on a very nasty, steady rejection. And why do I say that? There's no volume. There's no retail. This is all market makers. They're doing this to see if they can get more people to long so then they can dump it on them. How do I know that? Well, how do I always know that? Well, no volatility, which you can tell on the BBWP indicator, which is with the blue bars down at the bottom. You see that blue bar that hit a few days ago, and now you're seeing it's about to head towards 0% volatility again. That means there's no volume, there's no volatility, there's just nothing to send it randomly. It's going to go where they want it to go. And market makers right now are really waiting for more longs to pile on so then they can cheat on them. Shorts aren't piling on here. They know what's up. The bears are starting to get smarter. This is why you're not seeing too many liquidations where the bears are the ones just getting cooked only. You're getting liquidation events to both sides. After you liquidate the bears, then you liquidate all longs, all late longs. And it's just been, honestly, the repetitive playbook of this frickin' cycle this year here since Trump took office. It's been a matter of like someone sat down with Trump and said, hey, man, I think we can start taking over the leverage trading markets. How so? Well, for starters, they're highly regulated, so we can control policies and regulations, and we can control the price action. Enough said. Sign me up. It's so easy. It really is that easy when you look at the CME chart, because it's just a matter of where the liquidity lies. And right now, all the liquidity lies to the downside. There's too much protection liquidity on the top. That's why it's not ripping. But all the active liquidity that's there for the taking, that's prime, it's starting to pile on at 95, 98, and 102,000. That lines up with the 93K gap that we have. So pay attention to this chart, low volatility, and then also look at the bottom indicator underneath my BBWP. That's the DMI. You guys see the white line, pink line, and blue line? The white line is retail, DMI, the movement. We call that the white rabbit. It's a combination of a lot of data points that really point to where is it retail or is it market makers? When you see that white line off the bottom, that's no retail. That's market makers buying it up. How can you get the white rabbit heading down while we're pumping? Makes sense. Market makers are moving it by just rotating their liquidity and moving it. It shows up as a different order, which is why it doesn't just, it doesn't just freaking, it's hard to manipulate that white DMI indicator line. It's just damn near impossible. This is why whenever that goes to 69, 79%, you start getting these reversals. So pay attention to this chart, but I think it's working on a rejection and it's going to head towards closing that gap of 93,000. I don't want it to, but I know the health of the market, it's going to basically rely on that. If we leave a gap to the upside, and then just start heading down, like that typically doesn't work because we have to go close it. And look how we had a gap to the upside. We went and closed it. So where we're at now, man, I just don't see enough action in the market, enough money in the market, and there's no volatility in the market, meaning at some point they're gonna run out and they're going to just send it down to the bottom where there's a lot more liquidity. All the way down to 90K, you're going to get a bunch of people DCAing, a bunch of people aping, a bunch of people doing all that. So honestly, it's just a matter of a weight gain for the market makers. Next chart there, scroll over. It's the monthly chart for Bitcoin aggregated by Binance. It's the index price for Binance. And when you look at this, we're at 113,850. 114,600 is where we are with the CME. That gap is getting wider and wider. Andrew, guys, do you not remember that it got to $200-$300? Do you not remember that it actually jumped to the other side and started front running the price? And here we are below it, and not just below it. Now the CME, the Binance index is front running the dump even more by keeping Bitcoin even lower. Big sign. Big tell. In case you're wondering why I post this chart, that's why. Same thing when it comes to the indicators that we're looking at. DMI, look at it on the monthly. Now I could switch it, obviously to the daily, so we can. I'll just tell you the stats on the daily. 13% on our volatility indicator when the CME is sitting at 7%. And then the white DMI is at 16% here, where on the CME, the white DMI is at 8%. So there's a little bit more action in retail on Bitcoin standard futures pricing, and that makes sense. Where does retail trade? On the futures market. So it's coming. You see more retail entering, more people buying. They think this is a good bottom. Every chart you look at potentially tells you that there could be a massive price discovery move. And they're right. It can do that, but you need a lot of liquidity to come in. So the things that I wanted y'all to pay attention is that triple confirmation is starting to confirm itself even further. Tick, 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 tick. Y'all remember Steve Berman? The ESPN guy? You know how they just counting the clock when they know the game's over and it's just ticking? That's me right now. What have I been telling y'all since July? Oh, it's going to go down at the end of September. Why is it happening? Why am I right? I hate being right, but I don't, because I make money. But I hate being right in this case because I want this thing to just go forever up. Who doesn't? Duh. more money, more projects have money, more marketing deals, more. Duh. It's not my job to pick what everybody wants. It's my job to really give y'all the healthiest, objective, without picking a side, bull or bear, just clean information so you can determine your trades and the way you approach these markets on your own. But one thing I can say is, where's all my challengers at? I really need them to come in so we can start joining forces, because who knows, maybe I'll teach them a thing or two, or maybe they'll teach me a thing or two, but what it comes down to, this market is really starting to look like it's just pressing very quickly. And what happens when people press, Andrew? Let me give you a trick question here before I go to the next. What typically is happening when people are pressing?
Well, they're generally up, and then they're generally over leveraging themselves.
I was looking for desperation. But yes, they're acting with desperation, Andrew. They want more money because they're up. They want more money because they're down, right? No one ever wants less. But desperation, you can peg it to greed. But right now, this market is pressing. They're buying in areas that they probably shouldn't. The buy zones aren't at fib levels. They're not at liquidity levels. Right now, people are just getting impatient. And that type of impatience gets punished around here, especially with leverage. So if you're impatient, dude, calm down, get better. USDT dominance chart on the monthly. Here's we're gonna go quickly here, so it's pretty much done with the trading analysis, but I'll land my plane with the USDT dominance chart. 5.01 for the 21 EMA has not gone lower. Matter of fact, gone higher. Went from 5 to 5.01. Now it's insignificant, 0.01%. It's not going to do anything. But what it is starting to prove is that this lifetime trend is real. This lifetime trend is respectable. This lifetime trend is impossible to break with only $4 trillion. That's what sucks. That's what's depressing. And that's what really gets me going. Like, man, please, 1 trillion. I'm going to start making more posts asking people to loan me $2 trillion. Because maybe, just maybe, one of my billionaire friends will be like, dude, I got you, bro. 2 trillion, that's it. Okay, let's do it. I doubt that will ever happen, but I'm going to try. At this point, I might as well trade the way you guys hope. But no, all jokes aside, USDT dominance is looking insanely strong. Here's the thing that I want y'all to look at. The DMI indicator down at the bottom. You had the bears take over, and now the bears are losing. Remember, you and I are the bears in this chart, right? Because we want this chart to go dumpy for our bags to go pumpy. When this chart goes uppy, our bags go really downy. So, call it Robert Downey Jr., baby. Call that port Robert Downey. Your losing portfolio should be Robert Downey, bro. Freaking awesome. But understand this. This chart needs to go dumpy. How do we get it to go dumpy? Whoo, man. Let's go to the next screenshot. This is one of our last shots that we have to retest this lifetime trend. So look at the daily chart. We rejected at the 200 incredibly hard. We went 3 straight wicks there to the 200 EMA on the daily. I circled the area. That's where the EMAs on the monthly are supposed to be crossing. So obviously that's the area of interest. This is why you see this area. Once we make it to that area and go above it and create support from here, it truly will be the bear market. Anyone else tells me otherwise, prove it to me. Because I'm trying to tell you, I've been predicting this for months on end. I even predicted what I thought would be the tops of crypto 2 years ago when I said 125K Bitcoin and a $300 Solana, 5K Ethereum. Those are my 3 predictions. We faded BNB. I actually thought BNB would only make it to 900. So I was off by 15% on BNB. That's the one thing I'll say. But whatever. It's a BNB. The dude's a criminal anyway. CZ deserves nothing. Send that ass to jail. More manipulation and crime coming from his way anyways. You could just tell. This Aster stuff, crime, criminals. There's a lot of things coming out, Andrew. You got some stuff coming out. I have a few other people that are coming out. There's some other people that are looking at the insanely weird price action coming in through the validators. And it's just a lot of nastiness. But That might be another Black Swan event. Hopefully not, but we'll see. They usually give you money only to take it right back. So for those of y'all that have hopium in the market, you want this chart to reject this 200 right here. The moment is now. Notice how we lost the 200 and we keep going to it and keep rejecting. At some point, we're going to fly. Well, I'm hoping that never happens because we can't fly if we don't take down that 200 EMA on the daily. So if you're a noob, you may not understand all this. Let me make it black and white for you. Or I'm sorry, let me make it colored and colored for you. If we don't break this daily 200, you can feel comfortable in your lungs. If we break this 200 on the daily, boy, you better start getting used to shorting because it's going to be a very fun event when all you got to do is short after every scam pump. We are entering scam pump season, and it's been proven, it's been stolen. I keep being part of the theft because anytime I see them stealing your money, bulls, we short. I sure as heck do, and I keep cooking. I will keep cooking simply because I trade when I know what to do. And how do I know what to do? That sounds crazy, right? Like, Clutch, what the heck? That sounds cryptic. That's some BS. No, fool. I literally give you my charts. I literally give you my tips. I literally give you my secrets. I literally tell you when I go longy is when this chart dumpies, when I go shorty, when these charts flumpies. Like, I give you every bit of tool that you would need to become a successful trader. You just have to put in the work. Learn about these indicators. Go to YouTube. Start learning some stuff. And here's what I'm going to land my plane on. How the DMI and volatility indicators on all the other charts, right? They're all at the bottom. Look at it on this chart. DMI heading up, white rabbit, retail starting to sell. Retail is starting to accumulate USDT dominance. Oof, people are losing. That adds up with what Andrew said with his topic that a lot of people realize some losses. Yeah, that's why the white rabbit's moving. So that correlates with these bits of information. So definitely pay attention, start learning. But most importantly, if this chart is going pumpy, your ass should be in a short. If this chart is dumping, that's when you want it long. If you don't understand that, keep going back and listening to this until you figure it out. But if you're a leverage trader, I promise you that everybody in the world that provides liquidity so leverage traders can actually go trade with leverage wants you to lose.
No, it's a fact, and really the biggest gold nugget you drop during all that is that what people need to understand as a trader is that market makers wake up, they look at the computer, and they figure out who can I liquidate today. And actually, it's even simpler than that for them. They don't even look at the computer. They have bots with algorithms that just know where the ranges are and if it makes sense, on a risk reward basis for them to go after those liquidations. And you're a part of that. If you think you have an awesome entry on a trade, you're not the smartest person in the world. You're not the best trader in the world. There's a lot of saturated trades in that area. And like, yeah, yours might be small, but there can be so many to where that big number just heats up the map. And it makes sense for them to just go after that cluster of trades that you're in. So that's why we preach taking profits, not over leveraging, and just putting yourself in the best position to win consistently.
Yeah, man. And look, I go against the grain a lot, right? Especially the popularity vote. I would never win the popularity vote in crypto because I've chosen to do things that make me not popular. And that's understandable because I don't care about popularity. I care about the truth. And the truth is, most people are ass at leverage trading, but yet they keep freaking trading. Something's got to stop.
No, for sure.
You guys want some meme coin alpha yet?
Well, anybody else got any market analysis they want to throw out before the 50 throw out some meme coin alpha? Go for it, 50.
All right, so I've been following this project, and I had a call with them last week. I'm trying to work out some stuff with them. It's called Stray Dog on It's on Ethereum. I just pinned it to the top. They just did a partnership with SHIB. They're at 4.17 million. I think this is a big runner on Ethereum. Anybody who lands a partnership with SHIB, I think, is doing some good things. And these guys are really based. They've taken some projects to some big numbers. So I just got the notification that the SHIB just put a tweet out that was 42 minutes ago right here. So I just shared it with you guys. And the project is called Stray Dog Coin. It's sitting at 4.18 million. I think it's gonna do some numbers.
You said that's on Ethereum?
On Ethereum, yeah. I'm actually, I play on Ethereum and Sol, and Solana memes have not been impressing me lately. I'll be honest with you, with what's been going on, especially with all the streamers and everything else right now. I think we've got some days, but Ethereum, they're strong. They're holding, like they're doing a partnership with SHIB. I see this going strong, and when our bull run really starts, which I don't think we've had yet, I think it's going to start off with Ethereum memes. And maybe that's not what everybody wants to hear here, because you guys are sitting on a bunch of Sol, but got to diversify a bit.
That's
Well, I get. Oh, go ahead, Hermit.
I was gonna say that's why I have the lab trade. Makes it easy, and you can also just easily bridge stuff. It's not complicated anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, you get a SHIB partnership. I mean, you're bullish, and 4 million sounds like a lot right here, but if this something goes to 20 or 100 or
No, that's not a lot on Ethereum. That's...
no, but people don't realize if this goes to 8 million, which is not very hard, and you 2x your money, it's not 2xing your money with $220 times 2. It's almost like what, 4,300, 4,500, wherever ETH is at, times 2. So that just 1 ETH will go to 2x. You're making $4,400, $4,500, which is, you have to do about a 4 or 5 or 6, 7x on Sol to do that. So just put it out there. I usually don't get this kind of stuff every day, but I've been talking to this team. I know some of the guys behind it. They had another coin the team ran to about 180 million. So they don't go after small things.
No, this sounds like it has potential. I like it. It's worth probably onboarding some money onto Ethereum for and
yeah. I just want to share something that I know a team behind it, and I know they're doing good. I just don't want to put another ticker in here that we're gonna be scared to sleep on tonight.
I mean, I like it. It sounds solid.
Everybody's quiet, man. They're like, "What? Ethereum? How could he?"
Honestly, I don't mind the Ethereum play, bro. I just gave y'all deeper. Went to 350, 400K, sitting at like 250. Gave it to y'all at 120, 140. Umi gave it to y'all originally at 200K. Then let's just say you didn't listen, so you got it at 700K. Dude, that thing hit freaking 6 million yesterday. So Ethereum, there's some cooks there, and we're freaking finding them. So yeah, no knock on Ethereum when it comes to opportunity, Fitty. My knock on Ethereum, it's its foundation and its disgusting leadership. But the reality that in between the lines, there's a lot of people across the Ethereum ecosystem that are freaking chads. Like, look at the Deeper crew, bunch of freaking chads in that. And so yeah, man, it's all about finding the right squads. The chain, they're all the wrong chain. Anything outside of Bitcoin, it's Bitcoin and everything else. So if you're saying, oh, come to this chain, this is the right chain, Solana Maxis or Sui or Ethereum guys, you're wrong. You're full of crap. So I honestly don't shame you, Fitty, for bringing Ethereum plays, because to me, it's no different than any other plays. Every chain, everything has opportunities, and it's those that know the better players, the people with values, and things that matter. So yeah, whenever you talk about anything, Fitty, it could be on stupid ass Cardano, even though I freaking never ate anything on Cardano, but I would really consider it if you're talking about it, because I know you're talking to people that you've known for a while. They have your number. You probably met up with them at the Tesla diner or some crap, So yeah, no, I don't want you to think that because it's Ethereum and we're Ethereum haters, does that mean that is true, but does not mean the same thing as we hate Ethereum plays. We love Ethereum plays, bro. I used to freaking ape tickers on there a lot, and most people may not know this about me and Andrew, but the first token that we launched, It was on Ethereum. We did a liquidity a utility token that just never took off. There was no liquidity. It was part of our NFTs in our game. That one doesn't count. Our first actual token was Fufu on Ethereum. That thing ran to 14 million.
Nice. Well, I just got where they're doing a space with Shib in 30 minutes. So I don't know how long your contract is.
30 minutes? That's 2 hours. That's so they'll start it at 11. Perfect. Let's go.
Yes, if you guys want to jump on there, it's at 11 o'clock. It's they're co-hosting with Shib, so I think it should be a good space.
Sick. And Fitty, we've been trying to situate a sub-only spaces. A lot of people in the sub chat have been hitting me up about it. We're pretty eager. When do you think would be a good time for us to do it? I mean, I got a lot of stuff going on. You got a lot of stuff going on in the evenings and all that.
I mean,
what would be a good time for like a 30 minutes?
I actually think the best time for subspace is in the middle of the afternoon. I really do.
So, like, what are you thinking? Like 2 p.m., 5 p.m. Eastern? That's the middle of the afternoon, right?
Yeah, about 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock Pacific.
Okay. And usually people that have kids that go to school, they get out at 2:30, 2:45, 3:30. So yeah, if we host them just early, and then they're not going to be long spaces, but it's going to be somewhere where people can come and ask us anything. And so matter of fact, would you like to become available for someone that people can ask questions, like part of the leadership?
Sure, absolutely.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
Well, there you go, dog. So in case you're wondering things about Fitty, me, different people, you're gonna see us in a setting where, like, truly, like, whatever you want to ask, like, it's gonna be a real freaking dope stuff. Not too many people do it. But I've been to a few sub-only spaces, and honestly, it does get fun with the right people. So let's get it.
All right, question. Very important question. I just made my football bet. I'm taking the Seahawks over the Cardinals.
You heard me reply on your stuff. You're really jumping off.
But I wanted.
You jumping off the bandwagon?
Just want to see what people think. I'm curious.
So, does anybody want to take it before I take it? Okay.
I would probably take the Seahawks. I mean, it is a short week and it's an away game for the Seahawks, but the Cardinals have some issues. Their top running back, Connor, is out for the season. Mind you, Trey Benson is got some juice to him. He's obviously younger than Connor, but yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. I mean, there's some things going against the Seahawks, but I do think the Seahawks are the better team at this moment in time.
Yeah, that loss to San Francisco was real tough for them. Arizona's beat the teams they were supposed to beat, right? I mean, the Saints, Panthers, okay. The real test was going to be how do they face off against, the stronger teams in the division, because, Frisco and Seattle are just, didn't Seattle make the playoffs last year? They did, right? Or am I tripping? Didn't Seattle make the playoffs? But with different.
They might have, I don't remember.
Different running back and coach. But yeah, on this one, man, I really like the Seahawks as well, Fitty. So I was surprised that you jumped off the wagon, but this isn't a big game. It's Thursday night. The ratings are pretty freaking terrible. It's not like that spotlight game that I would be scared of with Sam Darnold. If you recall, I predicted the Seahawks, we're gonna be good, but not in the big games, right? Because of that limelight, Sam Darnold just struggles against like a real tough opponent, a lot of national coverage. No one's covering Arizona. No one's covering Seattle. No one cares. Those are just regular ass teams. ESPN has it at 48-52, so 48% Seattle. So you're actually going against the statistical odds, Fitty. But the one thing that I would actually say opposite of that is the reason why it's that close is because Arizona is at home. If this was at Seattle, this game would be like a 5.5 point line for Seattle. So, I really like your pick, bro. And Seattle is not the favorite to win as far as percentages go, but that -1.5 is a really good line. Honestly, really good line. They just got to win by 2 points, win by a field goal. I see that happening. I see the Seahawks winning something like 31-28. All right. But yeah, man, let's what are the topics that we have in line for today? Andrew. Do you have anything lined up? Because I got some stuff we can talk about as well. No, Andreezy, wake up.
No, I couldn't get the phone to unlock.
Kermit's got a hot mic. Let me mute his mic. All right, go.
I couldn't get the phone to unlock, my bad. But yeah, I had some other topics that are good, and I actually just sort of heads up for everybody. I'm streaming on Sunday because the CSOP on Coin Poker, who I'm an affiliate for, I'll pin it up top. But they've got their big online poker main event this weekend. There's always buy-ins of every level every weekend, but this weekend particularly huge. They got a $10 main event if you're a low stakes player, 10 grand guaranteed. So you're probably looking at like 2 grand for first place. Get in for $10, win 2 grand in a day. How often can you do that? If you're a mid stakes player like myself, that's the range I feel comfortable in a lot on online poker. There's a $50 buy-in where first place it's got 50K guaranteed. So 20% of 50K about 10K. That you'll be looking at that one. Then if you're high stakes grinder and you like to fire off some big bets, they got a $500 buy-in with a 200K guaranteed. So first place on that one's gonna be about 50K.
For $10, you said?
I'm looking
$10?
No. The $10 is 10K guaranteed. So you're looking at about 2 grand for face. But $500 buy-in is 200K guaranteed. So about 40K for first. Now they do have satellites that you can get in for $50, and they got one a day running all week. So I'm probably going to fire at a few satellites, and if I can get a bullet or two for it, I'll play the big main. Otherwise,
Andrew,
I'll play the main.
Here's a question for you. So if I play the satellites and I win 3 freaking satellites and I have 3 entrances, I can use those 3 entrances. If I play, get busted out, I can utilize those 3.
So the first one you have to use, and they register you at the very beginning of the tournament. Like I like the late reg and stuff, but they register the first one at the beginning of the tournament. The second and third, they just give you the USDT value, so you can use them for whatever you want, really. But yeah, so it's pretty tight.
Heck yeah, bro! I'm glad I asked that question. That's sick. And what time does it start on Sunday?
I think the tournaments probably start about 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern. And late reg usually runs for about 2.5 hours.
Okay.
So if you guys are busy on a Sunday, don't let it discourage you from getting there at the end. And just granted, you got to know a little bit about poker, right, to feel like you got a chance to win one of these things. But if you play a little bit of poker, come in, even if it's the low level one, right, $10. Come in there ready with $30, even if you can get in the last 15 minutes of registration. And anytime you think you're in a 50-50 scenario, throw your chips in. Out of 3 of them, you should win 1. If you don't win 1, it wasn't your day to play poker anyway. So go on and enjoy the rest of your day. but yeah, so get in there, guys. Get in there, guys. Use the post up top. It's got my link to create an account.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro. That's tight. I'll definitely be playing, but I'll be on the late reg.
Late reg is the way, man. When you only got a few chips in front of you, you can only make so many mistakes. So like that's why I late reg.
Why'd you suck in that tournament, Andrew? I figured I didn't need no chips because I play like trash when I have more chips.
Well, when you're super, like, if you got like 500 big blinds in front of you, there's some weird spots. If you have aces and you raise and I re-raise you and then you re-raise me and I call, well, man, the flop comes 9, 10, 2 hearts and a 6. You don't know what I got. Like, what do you do with your aces there? There's so many bad spots you can be put in. So I just avoid those spots. And then I've studied the math on like 40 big blinds and less. And I noticed a lot of mistakes people make in that area. So I just capitalize where I have the least mistakes and others make the most.
Yeah, that's freaking sick. Guys, also, you guys, we're getting some pretty good attention on the Clutch Foundation, and I wanted to post a reply that I did up here. It's, obviously, it's pretty cool just knowing what people think of anyone that gives back. So there's a couple people on this comment here, and I've gotten it a few different times, so I just pinned it. We're gonna start hiring a reply guy. So reply guys that want a job replying nonstop. I'm looking for someone, so reach out. You could get an affiliate badge for your personal account, but also, we just want you to lock in. There's so another employment opportunity here for of course, one of my subscribers first. So part of the subspaces is going to be looking for work. Who can do this? Who can do that? We want to give it to you first. So these sub only spaces are going to be the freaking alpha. But anyways, the sentiment that I keep getting anytime a reward token is promoted or we talk about donating to charity, the biggest thing that always comes up is, oh, well, you guys are fake. Why would you give up, give money? If you wanted to donate, you would do money outside of crypto. And it's a real honest, and I agree with that sentiment. Most people don't give back. Most people do it only for show or for whatever reason, right? So we have to be the ones to change that mindset, that the response to someone donating shouldn't be, well, oh, you guys suck, you don't donate outside of crypto. The answer should be, man, let's donate more. Hey, that's cool. Let's start getting involved more. And there's just no sentiment around a legitimate organization that legitimately provides work for Web3, donates to charitable organizations, and platforms a lot of the people that deserve it. I don't know too many platforms out there that check all those things off. I pretty much do know that I'm one of them, and that's without even trying to glaze or nothing. But the proof is in the pudding. How many of y'all haven't I got in some form of paying something? So at the end of the day, please help me really get the Clutch Foundation out there. I don't really promo it a lot. I don't do a whole, shilling and all that. The team is very small. I launched this token not to make money, but just to give back. And this is kind of why I'm taking it one step at a time. But it is going to get to that point where I'm ready to really start changing, what people think about people that give. We can't sit here and just say anyone that gives is just selfish and they're lying or they're doing it for this or doing it for that. We need to solve that. We need to change the world, man. We should be happy when someone donates, and the answer shouldn't be negative. It should be, hey, dude, thanks for doing something. How can I get involved? I don't have money, but what could I do? Like, instead of, oh, criminals, this and that, is usually poor people just thinking everyone's out to get them because they're poor, but they don't realize that they're poor because they suck at making decisions for themselves. So yeah, man, hit me with some comments, guys. David Goxting, he's a big account. He can get some buys, but it's not even about that. It's about just putting the name out there. We just want more people to know about the Clutch Foundation and the ICMEC. If you guys look at their page, they're they only have 5.8K followers. That's gross, right? An organization that's for the missing and exploited children across the world should not be stuck at like less than 6K followers, man. We need to really put them on the map, and other charitable organizations as well. And if you want to join me in this difficult journey, I promise you, you won't be left alone. There will be employment. Dude, if you go hungry and poor, I got a shed somewhere that I can put your ass in. Massimo, you ain't got no money for food? That's cool, bro. I'll show up with my little cart and my champurrado, bro, and I'll make some carne asada tacos for you, okay? I'll make sure you...
Can I request some tamales, please?
Hey, listen, first of all, bro, calling me woman hands like that again, Massimo, is going to start problems, okay? I know you're some big beefy dude, can't just beat them up one-on-one, but there's something called lead. A lead pencil thrown at your kneecap will definitely hurt. and you won't want no smoke after that. I'm just kidding, but I suck at tamales.
It's hard with someone that doesn't feel pain clutch, so you're gonna have to kill me if you don't bring those tamales.
Dude. All right, hold on. I'm loading up the double shotty.
Hey, I'll help you make the tamales.
That's cool. No, my mom actually makes fire tamales. If you wouldn't mind having some frozen, next time my mom makes, because she works. So she used to have a restaurant. She worked at a restaurant. She's a great cook, but she works at regular warehouse job. But all her her coworkers, they all love her cooking, so they all put in money just so she could make 100 tamales for everybody. But usually,
They tell me that's not like the most like epically like typical
Mexican,
typically awesome Mexican mother, because I would say right out of the gate, and you beat me to it. I would love your tamales, but I'd rather have your mom.
100%. Yeah, no, they like the other day, my mom made like a bunch of like birria and stuff, and they'll give her $100, and it'll cost her $60-70 for all the food. So it's not like she does it for profit. It's just she loves cooking for people, and they love her food, especially white people. They don't know flavor as much as Mexicans, you know. That's a reality. It's not even talking trash.
Con todo respecto.
It's respecto, you know, it's true. So all we want to do is really spread the flavor, eh? So my mom loves spreading the flavor. Next time she does, she usually makes a few extra dozens. I'll freeze some, and I'll pick a couple people that want a dozen tamales, and I'll fricking ship them over to you overnight.
Let's go.
Hey, and bro, honestly, I say this respectfully, coming from a Hispanic state as Texas, like deep South, bro, you don't want no tamales made by a man. Anyways, the females kill it, dude. They be in there. They have the big plastic swimming pool in the living room with all the masa in there, just going ham, bro. They have like a whole freaking like utility line of people. There'll be 9 Hispanic people in a line as an assembly line putting these tamales together. It's just beautiful. You gotta let the women do
bring
it.
back the sandwich assembly line from a couple months ago.
Ooh.
And tamale line.
We had how many Bitcoins per year were we going to be making doing that? Like, was it like 8?
That was like, I don't know. Yeah, it was a good number like that.
Yeah, it was like 8 Bitcoins just doing sandwiches. Bro, we might look. I do own 40 acres already bought and paid for. There's already 2.5 miles of road, 2 entrances. Maybe one thing we should do is slap a big ass slab on there and have a campground on there that we can go to, like, coming in clutch and trade talk reunions type of deal, bro. Y'all could come in, park your RVs and all that stuff. Who knows, man?
I know someone that can build it for you, bro.
Yeah, I think I know somebody too. Calling your ass, boy.
He's a pretty trustworthy guy.
Yeah, we might have to just get you and the crew out here for a couple of jobs, bro. So you already know. But yeah, no, man. Life has been rough these last couple of days because of crypto for me personally. I know you guys heard me talk about it when I opened up the space. I really wanted to talk about this for a little bit because at this point, I don't know if it's 100% my fault or not, but it's still my responsibility 100%. Right? So that doesn't absolve me from what's going on, but my Seeker phone, I think they had a software glitch where the PIN codes don't work anymore and the phone auto updated, and I have a wallet just locked away. Well, I did my phone and I did my PIN code, and I know it works because I've unlocked it a few times leading up to this, and then it just doesn't turn on. But I created my seed wallet, opened up a Jupiter wallet on there, and I didn't back up my seed phrases. So, dude, I got 2 wallets with 11K USDC in them just locked away essentially now, and I don't have access to them. And it's pretty brutal. Now, it's brutal because it's 11K, but it ain't brutal because I'm poor. Like, I'm not even thinking about this. Like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? Like, I don't, I'm not a poor. Like, could I use that money 100%? I was going to be a menace on the ecosystem. So, of course, like, I want it, I need it, but not in that same way. But I really wanted this to be a lesson, man. The second you open up a wallet, I've always done this until this stupid phone. I got confident, I got complacent, and I deserve to not have those wallets. You know how easy it would have been to just back up my seed phrases? I could have backed up those wallets, been good, because I didn't download nothing else on the phone. There's no service, there's no nothing. So to be real, it's all my fault just simply for not backing up the wallet. And that's why I've been beating myself up. This doesn't hurt because of the 11K. This doesn't hurt because of a mistake. This doesn't hurt because I feel it's not my fault. This truly hurts because I broke protocol in a way that I never do. The second I create a wallet, I back it up. I mean, WBA, you're up here, dude. Remember I was grilling your ass when you were going to do the new wallets, and I was like, make sure you back them up immediately. And yeah, I'm stupid sometimes, guys. So no matter what you think of someone, like you guys probably think I rarely make mistakes, or, oh, Clutch is a beast. Yeah, man, I'm still stupid from time to time. You can act like an idiot in all kinds of levels in your life and not even know it. Well, this is one of them where I do know it. And I just want to really encourage you guys all to don't take shortcuts with crypto, man. No matter how big you get or where you think you are, dude, like, just money is money, but really safety is safety. Don't ever take that lightly. And honestly, dude, I messed up bad, by just not backing up the wallet. Now, that doesn't absolve Seeker and what's going on. And this is a whole different conversation. I'm going to fricking start some stuff with that. But that's different. That's a whole different conversation. The combo that I really wanted to talk to you guys about, the part of the combo that I really wanted to focus on was, individually speaking, don't be a moron like me. Don't leave crypto now. Left y'all speechless like that.
Left me breathless, bro. I didn't know what to say.
Yeah, so
I was just getting some post up and stuff for real.
why don't
I couldn't click over
yeah,
yet.
well, I don't need y'all to donate nothing. I don't need y'all to do nothing for me. I'm fine. I'm gonna be fine. I'm actually working on some other dope contracts. So, just look out for more. There's just more coming. That TGE with lab trades coming up next month. Did y'all forget about the cast airdrop as well? TGE, I've been farming that. You guys should go to my website and check out my links that I got on there. There's only a few that I have. CoinCatch, lab trade, right? Those are easy money. Then I have my cast link as well. If you're looking for a good off ramp place, way better than Coinbase. You get an immediate virtual card, Android, Apple Pay, that you can just start off ramping at the stores directly without having to go through a bank, all that fun stuff. But, anyways, I have some pretty big airdrops that I'm sure will make up for my stupidity. Plus, I'm almost break even with just my leverage trading. So, honestly, man, like, I feel better, but I don't. So part of feeling better is to really, at least, if I can stop one person from doing what I did, going through what I've been going through over the last few days, like, I've been in my head nonstop, and it's not even over the money. It's over, wow, how can you make a mistake like this? Bro, you've been in crypto this long, dude. I can just feed you the lines that I've been just in my head, dude. And it's just been miserable. Soccer helps, betting. Maybe that's why I've been betting like ass, and we're 1-5, 1-4 in the last 5 picks. So, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, mental lapse, and this is why I'm doing the subspaces. I'm gonna focus on refocusing my attention to what matters, which is, hey, you made a mistake, move on, but don't fricking do it again.
No, that is key. We all make those mistakes, and like it's so crazy, right? Because like you're always on point, and that one time you slip up, you really slip up. So I think it just further iterates the fact that like everybody needs to take that the extra attention to detail. Even like you said, everybody's like, oh, that can never happen to Clutch. But in reality, you just move too fast, right? That's what I've made all my mistakes. I was just moving a second too fast, doing a second too much, doing a little too much. Being on the phone while I'm moving money, and then I also like am entering a trade at the same time, right? Like it's just stupid. You're none of those things have all your attention. And the phone call is on, probably something I probably should have my attention to. So and I accidentally sent the homie James 10 G's. Now, he sent it back, but it could have been worse. But
if you're not careful, you'll get hacked like UL.
That was such a sad story.
Sad.
If we could just pour one out for UL.
Yeah, don't forget also about nah, I'm not gonna go down the FUD route, but there's a few names in there, bro. Groktamus really taught me a lot that I did not want to learn. But I learned it, sadly. And you know what's funny, WBA? Everything I said in the beginning when you and I were like the ones talking and all that ended up happening. Like I just kind of felt it and it sucks being right, man. With that one. It's not over. Hermit's still gonna cook up the streams and all that, which by the way, Hermit, I submitted a request to switch the dev wallet. I was gonna create a brand new one and just send you the PK. If it's not a CTO change, then there's no process. It's just a matter of them responding. But if we submit a new CTO, which you can, it's going to go through all the process. And that could take a week. So, but I just submitted just to change a wallet to keep it simple for now. All right. Who's got some mouthful before we dip? Who wants to take the mic? We're contractually obligated for 2 hours. There's a space coming up here. Andrew, no stream today. Timbo's got the space today. Also, Massimo and Ebo decided to take the day off tomorrow or yesterday. There's a reason for it. I'm not making it like a vacation, but anyhow, that space is usually Tuesdays and Thursdays and moved to today. Look out for that. Massimo, what time is it on? What time is it at?
Yeah, I'm sharing it right now. No, I apologize. I had a little neurological episode yesterday. I called Ebo and he's like, dude, I can't understand what you're saying. I was like, yeah, exactly. But no,
that sucks, bro.
That'll happen every now and then. Yeah, when I say every now and then, maybe every few months. But we're at 7 o'clock again tonight. I'm sharing it right now.
Yeah, pin it up at the top. Let's get some reminders going. So your space is at 7 p.m. Eastern. We don't really have nothing too much going on at 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern. So I think that's when I'm going to do my subspace. If you're a subscriber, look out for the subspace. It'll probably be 30 minutes or so. Like, it won't be crazy long space. So, shout out to my subs. Just trying to give y'all back as much as I can. I mean, at this point, I don't even know what more I can do. So we said, sub only spaces. Why not? I'm a spaces host, right? That's an easy one. And then just make it raw and uncut. Whatever the heck you want, come up. Just freaking run it. All right, let's get it. Alex, what the fudge, dude? When you gonna speak? Say something. Oh, Clutch, you thought I died, but here I am months later. Hi, freaking guy.
Yeah. What's up, man?
What the heck happened to you, dude? Health? Financial?
Huh?
Physical crises? What happened?
Yeah, all of those things, man. Yeah, they wouldn't let me into America, man.
Well, you're a Brit, bro. I wouldn't let you into the soccer stadium.
I've been sitting in Guantanamo for fucking months and stuff. And,
well, you were always one of my
favorites.
You were always my favorite, Alex, man. And when I just couldn't talk to you, man, it just hold on. When I get emotional, Ghost gets emotional, then Fitty gets. We cannot start a crying chain here. But what the heck, dude? What is your deal? What is going on with you? At least you're good now. Can we at least report that you're freaking back to normal and this is a real you?
Yeah, this is me. No voice changer. Kind of like here and stuff. Back. Same old shit. Same old time. Same old place. Same channel. Same time. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Trade talks.
Okay. That's what's up, dude. Well, I'm happy to hear from you, dog. You already know, man. So just stay cooking. And then tomorrow's episode, show up a little early and we'll talk about maybe we'll catch up on the dogs and all that stuff. What you got going on?
Oh yeah. Of course, man.
Heck yeah, bro. Are you guys still doing like the unruggables and all that? Like what's the deal?
Yeah, I haven't heard from them, man. In a minute. So I'm just waiting to hear back from some of the guys.
Okay.
So
no, I got you. Okay. We'll definitely talk about that for sure. Heck yeah, that's what's up, dude. Well, good hearing from you, bro. It's stay well and let us know if you need anything. Let's tap in with Poker. Let's throw the mic to Poker simply because I want y'all to know this dude keeps donating to the sub wallet. Yo, Poker, how many posts have you showed in there that you're paying for the $5?
I think it's about 4
It's
this
4,
month.
right? Yeah, so you're 20. Fitty hasn't even sent his $5 for his GM post. Like he wasted a GM post in there. What a guy. But no, guys, if you're a subscriber and you win that money that's coming up here in the last day of the month, you pretty much got to thank Poker as his ass is like a third. We're up to $65 in the subscribers wallet, dog. So last month, Timbo won $50.
Clutch, I owe you 20, by the way. So round that up, $85.
Bro, we're at 85 freaking dollars. Jeez, boy, let's freaking go, bro. That is sick. Okay, and then if Fitty pays, that's 90. Well, we got to get a couple more shills in there by the end of the month. I'm sure we will. So we'll get to a hundo. Damn, bro, the sub chat's gonna be
You
eating.
got at least more for me. It's helping me break this shadow ban. So anytime I put a post in there, it's like automatic 200% activity. So it's worth $5.
Heck yeah. No, that's what I wanted it to turn into is everyone wants to show their post, so why not charge them $5? It doesn't go into my pocket, but it's my chat, and I don't gotta shamelessly just freaking see all your freaking posts. So I love it. Heck yeah. So guys, Massimo and Poker are 2 of the reasons why they're half of the freaking fees there. So whoever wins it this month, matter of fact, Poker, you are gonna pick the winner. I'm gonna let you pick the winner this month. Actually, no, I can't do that because then you don't have a chance at winning. Timbo, you're gonna pick the winner as last month's winner. So I think I'll just do the winner can pick the next month and so on and so forth. I'm gonna make it no repeat winners, meaning everyone will eventually win if you're subscribed long enough. So at $150 now, at an average of $75 per sub, all you got to do is, win it once, and you pretty much are free rolling for a year and a half of your subscription to yours truly. So appreciate that. But Poker, let's tap in with you real quick, bro. We are at the 2-hour mark, so we're gonna do a speed round. You already know what's up. We'll see you at the subspace. But Poker, give us the rundown, update. What's cracking?
Yeah, y'all. Thanks for the quick time, a quick minute. Appreciate the trade talk today. If you're following PokerX, man, you've seen we got a lot of things planned for this week. Aside from our new and improved referral system, 10% of every bag your referee, your referral buys into our tournaments goes straight back to you. If we hit 30K market cap by this Sunday, that 10% is going to turn into 20% for our first tournament, as well as a $100 big buy competition we got running right now until the 30th. Just get paid to buy PokerX, man. We're trying to run this community up for real. So nothing else, but yeah, got some cute little events planned for the token.
Heck yeah, bro. Absolutely cooking. Good stuff, man. Little by little, I know it may not seem like you're doing much right now as far as like outside looking in, because market cap is market cap and people only care about price go up. Well, now I care about, Deb show up, right? Like that's what I care about. So keep showing up, and I promise you there's only a matter of time before you break through the wall. There's only 100% of your tokens, right, in the total pie. And a lot of those percentages are already taken by some people. I have a couple points. Sure, there's a few other people that have a couple points, right? So you got what, 50% of the supply left to go sell? 70? Like, dude, at some point, it's gonna start stacking, bro. So heck yeah, dog. Keep cooking, keep showing up. Plus, we're gonna drop this little alpha. Should we talk about our event next month? Well, it's not really an event. I think let's just shock them with the content. What do you think?
Yeah, we shock them with the
content. Okay, we're gonna have a bunch of videos and stuff, so I'll give you an insight of what Poker and I are gonna be doing. We happen to live a few hours away from each other, so we're gonna get to meet the dev in person, baby, and this is gonna be tight. Let's freaking go. Good stuff, Poker. Good stuff, my dude. And for those that don't know, that's 5-6. What's your handle on your personal account, bro?
Yeah, bro, it's 5656 Huston, or my bad, 5656 Huston, because we don't take no L's, bro.
Yeah. So there you go. So if he's in the sub chat as well, he's such a Chad that he subbed on both freaking accounts. What a freaking beast! If not for Timbo, bro, you would be my best subscriber, like potential. Like there's a bunch of y'all that are beast. Massimo and Ghost, y'all shot me a gang of freaking subs as well. All the homies have been subbing. Andrew's one of the worst because he was the last one, number 100. But he's still my 100. You know, El Negro. But anyways, Timbo's just got like freaking his mom's in there, his projects in there, he's in there, bro. I'm sure his cousin, I'm sure his pet ferret's probably in there. Ghost as well. I'm just kidding, but
I got some Cunyaos in
he's
there
got
too. Y'all already
Cunyaos in there,
know.
bro. Hey, dude, this man brought the whole the Brady Bunch, the brigade, all the way from Tennessee, bro, because they are the tens I see because they show up in tens, bro. There's like 30 of them in there. I cannot understand what they be saying most of the time, but all I do is like and repost the room at least when I'm in the space. But no, I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, no, double subscription. Yo, Poker's a legend. Honestly, all you guys are freaking legends. I do appreciate the subs so much. You guys get priority mics, all that fun stuff. But I'm glad that guys like Massimo is saying, yo, this sub chat got me out of the sub ban. You know, the shadow ban. Like all these things that are there that I'm turning the sub chat into has been on the fly and has been for you guys to take advantage of that. Who look at all the people that are in there. Do you not see women being awful in there? WBA, have you been commenting and shamelessly helping the sub chat on all the $5 posts we post in there? I don't even know if WBA knows about this. Bro, are you aware of it, women? Queefers. He's probably farming me.
What?
So have you been
What?
replying or commenting to the posts that get posted in the Bottom Blasters chat? You should.
No.
You know, we charge $5 and it adds up right now. Okay,
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. I know you
Okay,
charge
so you should hook us
Yeah.
up with some replies and I'll start paying you to just always reply to those posts in there. What will you charge me every month?
Sorry, an alarm went off on
Okay,
my
so
phone, so I
I'm
didn't
gonna
hear
pay you every month
what
to
you guys said.
reply on every post that goes in there. What will you charge me every month? Just that's me, of course. It's
Oh
the
fuck,
clutch
I don't
price.
know. Yeah, I have no idea, dude. But
Okay,
yeah, I
fair.
got
All
you.
right, so from now on, just start replying in there. So there you go, guys. Your $5 just got even stronger whenever you pay it. And you know, what do you think is fair? The winner to pick, or should I get a random person to pick every month for the winner?
I like random.
Okay, I'll start considering that. I'll start asking around. All right, Hermit, let's go to your hands. And I say hands because your one hand is the equivalent of 9 normal human sized hands because you're a giant. But how are you, brother?
I'm good. Just wanted to say, if you're not familiar with Lab Trade, I pinned a post to the top. I made a quick video from my phone for the mobile app of Lab Trade, so you can look at it and then just get in on that start farming that airdrop because it's coming in October. So if you're low on some money or whatever, start farming that Lab Trade airdrop and increase your funds. You're gonna do it. You're gonna trench on the meme coins anyways. You might as well do it and get an airdrop at the same time. So that's what I wanted to say. Also, we got RWA Power Hour with KreeCoin, hosted by KreeCoin, 9 a.m. Eastern. We got Hash's Elevation right after that, and then we go straight into this show. So there's plenty of alpha being dropped in the earlier shows as well. So just wanted to let everybody know.
Heck yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. The RWA space, dude, is still not in my program yet. That's because I look at my wallet and I don't see KreeCoin anywhere. That's probably it. We don't have to start talking offline. But anyways, 9 a.m. Eastern, KreeCoin, he's a freaking beast, bro. I love this dude. He subbed immediately when he came into the circle and met us all, and he employed Andrew, and in that employment of Andrew, you know, employed Hermit as well. And like, just people are winning, and he's part of the reason why people are showing up and just, you know, locking in more, man. And KreeCoin, that type of alertness that you're forcing out of these guys, Andrew is freaking working so much alpha, finding so much for us. Hermit finding Aster. Not like you got to pay him for Hermit to just be a legend, but when you make someone like a Hermit work that much, you get these crazy results, right? So man, just keep showing up. The spaces will become known that in the early spot, you wake up, man, just start showing up. I promise you, man. The battle of attrition, the survivors that win that battle are the most dedicated to their craft. And it's not about performing for a million people, it's about performing to just the one. If you are all one, you maximize how badass you can be for that one person, plug in the people thereafter, it'll be the freaking same thing. I've door-to-door deals. Yo, Ghost, you used to do ADT back in the days, bro. So one time, bro, I show up, I knock a door, and they open the door, right? And it's a freaking party going on, dog. There's like 18 people in there, plus the children, right? Just the grown-ups. 8, 9, 10 couples, dog, just freaking packed in there. And I saw all the cars and all that, and I figured the party was in the back, not the front door. So I just wanted to literally just drop off my card and just show up another time. So then I just the homeowner was there, and they're like, hey, I'm having a party, just come back another time. I'm like, bet, here's my card. And then somebody yells from inside, yo, that's an alarm guy? Bring his ass in here. They've been breaking into our neighborhoods. I was going to call ADT. Bro, I pitched all of the freaking house. I ended up writing, that was my second biggest day, Andrew. Up until my biggest day, that was my biggest day because I did 13 sales in one day, Ghost. You can call ADT Corporate and be like, hey, what sales rep has 13 deals in one day? Anyways, but anyhow, that day, bro, I did 7 families I signed up, and all because I was speaking to one. I didn't get nervous. I didn't think about everyone. I just thought in my head immediately, and I'm a freaking 21, 22-year-old kid at that time. And I'm just like, pitch John. I don't know what his name was. I'm just saying that now. Pitch John, right? The dude, just pitch him. Don't worry about nobody else. I just want him. And I got everybody, bro. Mostly everybody. It was freaking sick. A couple people said they would call me back, but you know how that goes. But hopefully you can pick up a little bit of that skill set if you're wondering, if you feel I'm a good spaces host, right? Where does that come from? I just gave you some insight. Andrew, would you say, I would imagine there's some similarities with his ass. There's a reason why him and I just pair together hosting spaces. You got 2 door-to-door dudes just constantly like, no matter what, we can pivot. You can see a literal squirrel going up the wall and freaking create a conversation, and why you would want a motion detector. You don't want your dog to eat that squirrel because it could get scratched and catch rabies, right? And if you care about your dog, he's not your security guard, he's your family, right? Because I know my wife, white people, they love their pets. So it's like, oh, dang it, their family, right? So it was always such an easy sell. But you notice how I just switched the objection into, oh, you're right. Yeah, your dog's not your security guard. What do you mean you don't need an alarm because you got a dog? Like, your dog's gonna stop the break-in people? Oh man, you're a bad pet owner. Freaking guys, they don't know what they dealt with. Ghost, me at the doors, bro. I was a savage. How are you, bro?
I'm blessed, man. How are you?
Let's go. That's the word of the day. It's just blessings, bro. I'm blessed today because I came into the realization that I've been unnecessarily beating myself up in such a bad way for the last 3 days, but I'm over it now. It was an internal issue, and I woke up feeling insanely blessed today as well. So the fact that you said that, bro, there you go, baby. It's meant to be, man. I'm glad. But let's freaking get it, dog. What you got going on today?
I think you're feeling extra blessed because of our combo yesterday. I'm just saying, bro.
There's definitely a level to that, of course, but like, yeah, no, but work-wise, I'm blessed, bro. I've been saying that, like, from all the work stuff. Oh my goodness, like I can't even keep up with it. This was really a problem, Ghost, like thinking that, oh, I'm too much to a level that I should never make a mistake. And I didn't back up 2 wallets, and my Solana Seeker phone, bro, just completely reset. Just the pin code. I cannot unlock it now. My fingerprint doesn't work on it, and it's been almost 3 days and no respond back. So there's just a good amount of money in there. I loaded it up to be a DGen, and dude, for the last 3 days, because this happened Saturday, dude, I've been like borderline depressed, bro. Like, just because I keep beating myself up, like, and it's not even the money part, bro. It's the fact that, bro, you didn't back up your wallet. The first time I've ever not written down my seed phrase or saved it immediately, bro. First time. Freaking crazy, right? So That's kind of why I finally got over it this morning. I woke up and I didn't think about it at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was like, yo, thank you, Lord, man. I truly felt blessed today, bro.
Can I tell you the horror story I had, bro? First off, that sucks. Um, like you said, it's not about the money, bro. It makes you just feel like, how fucking dumb am I, right? You start beating yourself up. We're our toughest critics. But you know, everything happens for a reason. Either that'll come at a time when you need it most, or you know, like you said, it's a real big life lesson that there's just no excuses to cut corners on certain things like that. So, you know, there's always a reason for it. I'm a big believer in that. But I had a horror story like that, very similar. I wrote down my seed phrase. I kept it safe, the whole 9 yards. Never had to use it, bro. And I was in my biggest position of all time. Still have the same exact. In fact, I have a lot more tokens now than I had. The price per token was over a penny. We were at almost 11 or 10 mil market cap on Lotto, and I was hosting a space, and my phone turned green because I was like, yo, what's going on? Can y'all hear me? They're like, yeah. So I went to the computer, switched on the spaces to the computer, and I'm trying to fuck with my phone or mess with my phone, excuse me. And it's a green screen, bro. So I'm like calling, trying to figure out what I got to do. I'm like, dude, man, I ran straight over to Apple, bro. Got a brand new phone, and it took like almost a day to back it up the old fashioned way because I couldn't just scan the QR code of the old phone or whatever. And no joke, bro, I had to like use my seed phrase for the first time ever. And I was nervous, bro. Like when I tell you how much money was, I'm not even gonna say it actually because it sounds gross, but there was a lot of money in there, bro. And I literally put the seed phrase in and it was wrong. And I was like, no way. My heart was in my butt, bro. I was literally, I wanted to vomit, bro. I was like, oh my God. And so I'm like looking at the spelling of each word. Like I had to have just spelled it wrong. Like I'm OCD. I know I wrote this down right, you know, in the right order, all this. And bro, it was the word vacuum. I had two C's or two A's or two U's or something wrong, bro. And I finally figured it out. And it went through and I was like, oh my God. Okay. But that feeling was so disgusting. It was so disgusting, bro.
No,
So I know
that's
what
gross,
that
bro.
feels like, dog.
Right. And for me, like, see, you had a lot of money. There was no vomit or puke, or like, I even looked at my wife because we were sitting in the car and she's right here next to me, right, babe? This is true. I was like, hey, babe, like, don't worry. This is not like that was like complete extra money. It's not going to change anything. Doesn't stop us anything. Right. So that's the only reason I didn't have the puking feeling. So for me, it's just pure anger. 100% anger, dude, at myself for not practicing what I've always preached. I just hadn't really done it in a minute. I just create a wallet, add it to a seed phrase. I already got my buckets of seed phrases, right? Because Jupiter makes it easy, and you know, it's pretty freaking gross, man. So, but either way, what you do next is what matters. And part of that is getting right mentally. So it took me a while, partly because, you know, I had to somehow wake up and still lead the armor of Christ study for the day, and then go to church, and then just, you know, kick it with the kids and do all that, and then show up to work. And there was just really no time for like just one of those mental moments of not suppressing but defeating, you
It's
know, that bad.
self-pity.
Yeah.
It's self-pity, and it's so easy to fall victim of it, bro.
Right.
When things aren't going our way, dude, it's like, why me? You know, and I think that's like the lessons that we had. You know,
Well, when it happened, bro, I actually called a badass short. Like I do that a lot. Like I call a bunch of positions. I don't timestamp it. I do need to have a video guy that's gonna make a bunch more clips and stuff because you know, just want to get that consistently going, like at the day of the spaces, as opposed to, you know, just there's a plan to it all. We just really want to work into getting that. So if that's you, that's another side of employment that the Clutch Foundation is getting ready to hire. But Ghost, dude, I called the short. We were at 232, and I was like, bro, this thing's going to 214, 218, 216, but I'm gonna put my order at 220. Bro, it's that day it wicked to 214, like right after I had set it, like 30 minutes. No, it was undeniable. Like, go back and hear it. It was just like, hey, at this point, I'm already in profit. This is you're gonna like set your stop loss. Like I even made the announcement in the middle, like this is like just you're good. You know what I'm saying? If you shorted with me, you're good. And a bunch of people did, but I was able to make a nice little chunk of what I had lost, you know, in that wallet, right? And that's not lost yet. There's still hope. I just don't have seed phrases. So if the phone resets, I'm screwed. But if I can get them to unlock the phone, if it's a software issue, it should be able to. Oh my goodness, I'm so freaking disgusted at that. But anyways, it was sick, bro, because like that day was actually special that I even showed up to the space, bro. I didn't even want to. I was pissed, bro. That just happened. Less than an hour.
Bro,
Maybe
that's
two.
fire, by the way. I wish I was in that particular space, to be honest.
Oh
I
yeah.
had a streak of 17 in a row.
Get cooked on that short, on that dump.
So I was like, I'm very, very methodical with my approach. So I'm always very I'm the same as you, right? I'm doing live streams and I can't really get an opportunity to go back to my cup.
Right.
But what I do in the free group chat that I have for the Perps crash course, I write down my plan of attack. And so I'm always a 12 unit. I have a 12 unit strategy that I do, which is 1 unit at a specific level. When it drops on my long, I do 2 units at the next level, 3 units on the third level, and then 6 units on the last level. And I have 17 in a row, which it's easy when you're in a bull run and the Golden Cross took place August 4th. And, we were waiting for that moment to kind of gear up. And we got to the point where basically I was pushing really, really, really hard on these 17s in a row. And my 6 unit ad, I was very specific. I said, listen, on this specific run, we have to be under or the first run was we have to be under 215. Like, and there's always a 1% buffer because it wicks through those ranges. And so $2.15 minus 215 would put you at the 212.85 as your liquidation. You got to be below that on this strategy. And it was around 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard. I went to put the girls down and I just dozed off a bit. And I don't put limit orders. I don't believe in limit orders. I put the girls down and I fell asleep in their bed, bro, my 2 youngest. And I woke up at like 11:15, 11:20. And I like popped up like, oh, like, what's up? I ran to the computer, like, all right, let's see where we're at. Am I going to close these down for the night, which I like to close my positions out. I don't like holding overnight on some of these. Or am I going to add? And I jump it. I see the candle is just, it was a death candle. Right to like 214 something.
Yeah, it went to 214 exactly, bro. It was a liquidity grab, and that's even what I had said. I was like, yo, there's a lot of money to the downside. Huh? Timbo was there. I was like, bro, I'm freaking going short here, and you should too. Literally, I freaking never tell people you should too. I'll say something like, I'll look for orders here, I'll look for orders there. Look for this, look for that. That night, it was man. Freaking Andrew walked away. You didn't even see.
Dude, I'm not even.
It was crazy, bro. No, that was a liquidity grab, bro. But yeah, 100%. Man, that sucked. At least
I go to the wallet though, dog, to do my 6 unit ad. I'm like, oof. I get in there, and it shows my position still active.
Oh man.
So I was like, cool. So I put the 6 units in, and all of a sudden, it goes through, but my collateral was like gone.
Yeah, it refreshed because you hadn't reloaded it up, bro.
No, the system never really registered that it didn't register I had gotten liquidated yet. Like when I clicked in it, it just looked like it was still there. Then I jumped to my other wallet, that one's gone. Oof. And then I go to my third wallet, and the one that I knew was gone, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, let me just put in like an 80x long since this thing's wicking like crazy.
Right.
And I came up on that one little unit just to like have some fun with it, but I was like,
oof,
I just broke my streak. just not being available at the screen at the time
Right.
of that move broke my streak because we ran the 224 and some change right afterwards,
Right.
which for me would have put me in the green by like probably 20-30%.
Right, which would have still been solid, yeah.
I broke my streak, bro. Not because
What was your leverage amount?
Oh, dude, you know me, bro. I'm like 17x at
Okay,
that point.
nothing too crazy. Okay, so yeah, but no, that those FU candles, they only need 10x leverage or more in your cook, bro. You know.
That's why my biggest thing in the world is leverage versus liquidation. Like when I talk about perps, I'm like, dude, you're not understanding. Like, you could be right on your call. It could go up over time or down over time. But if you're not in a position to have low leverage, what happens is you get stopped out or you get dimed out, liquidated before the move takes place. So I'm really, really big on that, bro. Like, I really think that's what they do in this industry. And my theory is they take high liquidation either side and they pay the lower liquidation. And the people that have low liquidation are typically people with bigger positions, and they can, kind of they don't have that desperation to try and get in. One soul can get them rich overnight, right? They're in a position where they're going in pretty heavy. And I always tell people, like, dude, you can get there, just compound. Like, there's no reason to lose a little bit of money trying to hope for these big gains when you can sincerely just get little by little, just gain after gain. Like if you took my strategy with a 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.6, it's only a 1.2 worth of Solana to trade this strategy, dude, you'd be 18-0, 19-0 now. And you can't tell me that you're not making at least 1 unit on each trade. So you're talking about at least 1 unit per trade for 17 in a row. Dude, you've more than doubled your account. I got my 2 daughters doing it right now, right? They're 3-0, and they took their $100 account. It's now $150, and that's even with this pullback that happened. And they took their first loss during that same candle, and it's because obviously they're asleep. They felt comfortable holding it. It was just profits that they had left from the third trade that they took. So technically, they're still 3-0 because they were net positive on the trade. But I'm trying to teach them that exact thing. Like a little goes a long way. To imagine taking 3 trades and you're up 50% on your account, and they're only going in with $20 trades, bro. That's it. Like it's 20 max. So
right. Well,
it's just,
look, we could talk about this all day. But we did go over 25 minutes. But here's one thing you said earlier. I don't want to change your mind. You say you don't believe in something. This is not what it's about. What I always try to do for people is, how can I help you be better? There's certain times where limit orders, bro, are disgustingly effective. Scroll to the very beginning of the space, please. You missed the last space, okay? So, I actually deleted it. Let me pin it again. Okay, it's going to come up right now.
Let me say one thing real quick. Limit orders for that strategy I don't use. And it's just because you're catching a falling knife.
For high leverage. Yeah, for sure. It's crazy. Click the button when it reverses.
I want to hear what you got to say though, because I'm always a student of the game.
No, for sure. So, well, for starters, weakness is weakness. You already know what's up on those big 4, 6, 8 hour candles. Once you start seeing the wick, you start freaking reversing and just longing if it's a short, shorting it if it was a big pump. But anyways, based off of what you said with limit orders though, just in general, understanding where the chart is going to go really starts setting up, because I set an order at 206 personally for a long. And on Monday's show, Andrew always asks me, what trade are you calling for the show, right? So I called this trade. I said, I will start looking at a long at the 6 hour 200, but I'm really looking at this at the 8 hour or the 12 hour 200, but I don't think it goes there. It didn't. I was like, yo, look for the bounce at that 8 hour 200. Look at my chart. That purple line, that's the 200, bro. It went to 205.60 or like, what was it? 204 something. But there's a fib at 205.69. And those fibs are my own fibs that I made. they're just deadly accurate, bro. Like, this is just, I'm not even gonna get into the reasons why, but I learned how to do this from my market maker. So Andrew's my co-sign on that. He knows what's up. But bro, setting a limit order 2 8-hour candles before it happened, knowing it would go there, if you add that to your strategies. No, I mean just you, Ghost, I mean you, everyone, all of us, myself included, which I did. I knew it would go there. I wasn't a forever bear. I'm never a forever bear. I'm a permanent bull. I freaking have a career in crypto. Is there anything more forever bullish than that? You made your whole life come to this space to be out there for business growth, for jobs, for so much, right? Anyways, understand that adding limit orders is a special technique that only comes from knowing what's going to happen next. And the only reason I know what's going to happen next is because I go by the law of averages. It's you guys know the whole herd mentality. The moon boys works because of it. Everyone starts freaking longing the moon, the full moon, and we even talked about the moon schedules and all these things, right? But the limit orders are the alpha. I set orders where all you guys get liquidated. Matter of fact, limit orders is how I exchange your position with mine. It's like a relay race. All right, you're tapping out right here, my G. I shake your hand, tap you in the tush, and I freaking go long. You know what I'm saying? As your long was late type of deal, or vice versa. So I really want you guys to focus on predictive TA. Very few people you'll know like that. Very few people. Andrew, how many predictive TA guys have you met? Or you guys?
Not too many.
There's not too many that can give you targets.
I want to say one thing too. I think it's also based on strategy. Like for scalpers, it's a whole different ball game.
Oh yeah,
Long
market field.
Yeah, I think limit orders for long swings and short swings are the only way. If because it'll happen, when you're asleep, it'll happen when you're not paying attention. Right? But I will say, do you mind if I post a chart to the space?
Of course not. Pin it.
Okay, so I just pinned it. So one thing I've been tracking on the daily chart is the Golden Cross. We talked about this a long time ago before it even approached. If you look at the chart I posted, the closer we get to the 50 SMA is the closer I start going through my long swings. And of course, there's key levels for me, like 250 psych level was huge, obviously. If you look, what happened last night is we just wicked right off the 50 SMA. So for me, that was like my long swing in full effect.
What time frame was it? Sorry to cut you off. Just wanted to.
No, you're fine. It's a 1 day candle.
Oh, no, you did say that. Sorry, my bad. On the 1 day.
No, okay. You're good. So the 50 SMA breaking above the 200 SMA, for those that don't know, is when the Golden Cross takes place.
Right.
And if you look in history of Solana in general, it's hit the Golden Cross both Octobers in a row, 2 years in a row. 2024, 2023, and both times obviously went on to hitting all-time highs. This time it came early in August, and I do believe Uptober's is about to be nasty in a good way. I think this was kind of like that huge $50 pullback, 20% pullback in just 4 or 5 days, and ironically slapping right off of that 50 SMA. So I'm probably as bullish as I've ever been from here moving forward to where those heights can be. I think it's a very big possibility, seeing the strength at the 50 SMA, seeing institutionals, buying coming in. And also,
I mean, I can see that, but just know we're in the midst of a recession and all the financials are being manipulated.